Join us around the table. We're dragons in the dining room. We're dragons in the dining room.
Yay! Okay, I think we made it. We made it. Hey, can you hear us real good?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yay! I don't know why I keep looking at you to see if, you know, just so I can see your face, I guess.
You have to make eye contact to know if somebody can hear you.
Can you hear me now? How about now?
How long do you stare at them if they don't make eye contact back?
Until it's uncomfortable.
For them or me?
Yes.
This could be a while. So, welcome to Dragons in the Dining Room. This is DMLoxy presiding, and hopefully we are going to play some Nerevis tonight.
Did you drink your coffee?
I have my coffee right here. So,
I survived.
I also bribed the DM with ice cream, so I did my part.
So let's see. Chocolate ice cream, coffee, and I went on a 4-mile run. 3 of the 5 perfecto things are in place.
A substances, yes, Axel, the cameras can hear us, and good evening, Jaded.
Yay! All my friends are here. Alright, so.
All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
I see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so. Totally just lost my train of thought because I went to go talk about what happened last time, and somewhere between misshapen otters and
Let's see. We saw Fireball. I got
deals.
shot twice. Thank you. And
you're Gibbs and Fornell because he shot you in the ass.
You shot me in the ass.
It was a through and through.
and then we talked about sloth farts for about 2 hours.
Yeah, we did. Which, speaking of, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I
Mommy,
didn't
don't hit
realize that we
Daddy.
spoke at the exact same time. Go, finish.
Mommy, don't hit Daddy. Mommy, don't hit Daddy.
We had this conversation earlier and we already know how that works.
She
Actually, you go ahead. Well, yes, but go ahead because you know the command for it.
Alright, so we have a new command in chat. Right now, there are only 20 responses, but if you type !fact, a random fact will pop up for you to read. I had
Just
a little
like
bit.
that?
Yep, just like that. I had fun. I put in a handful of rather interesting ones covering a few different disciplines. If you have an actual random fact, preferably something obscure like this, if you have a random fact that you want to put in, type !fact, space add, space your fact. I will put it in chat just so you know.
Yummy. I mean, the ice cream, not the facts. And this is how my nights go. All right. Where we last left off.
We saw the wolves.
Yeah, you guys were aided in a fight against some wolves by some misshapen otters.
You know, you're
Why
not
can't
wrong
both
there,
be?
Knight. You're not wrong there.
There are lots of yummy things at this table, and the facts are only one of them.
I thought
I am not, so.
I thought only one of the otters was misshapen.
Oh, we found out.
Oh no, there was quite a few.
There were like 3 or 4.
Oh.
We also found out, I don't remember if it was last night or the night before, that cannibalism is caring.
So I
There
need
are
to
so
run
many things
to
I
Ace
wanna say
Hardware
right
to change my locks. So I'll see you guys later. Yes, I know that wouldn't keep you out anyways. Stop getting that creepy grin.
I mean, I have a robe both in real life and otherwise. In fact, Strahd prefers half-elf wizard boys to dwarf cleric ladies.
Hey, you have never seen me play a dwarf cleric.
I don't know.
I played several.
Who's the one that
They
got-
have, but
You know, that'll give you a reputation after a while.
None of Curse of Strahd was put out for people to see on VOD?
I didn't play a dwarf cleric.
Ah,
I've played an elf cleric in Curse of Strahd.
that's where Axel's making the mistake.
But what he's thinking of is my tiefling paladin. Big difference.
Aha. So,
Moving forward, you guys had a new party member join you, Captain McGee.
Captain Richard T. McGee, thank you.
I prefer to call him Pincushion.
And we'll deal with that later.
So many things again that are just there that I'm just because I pretend to be a lady once in a while. So on that note, what's that? Oh, okay. Quick overrun. We have Bard in the North playing Parisa, who is a Loxley, who still needs to find time to get together with me outside of session to go over her Loxley. We have Ront playing Richard T. McGee.
There should be a captain in there.
You know what? I'll give you the captain just because you have the hat.
Of course I
In
have
fact,
the hat.
Captain! Yes! I have trained them so well.
Easy, potato.
I can't even. Then,
Cauliflower.
all right, peanut gallery, go back to Arc.
Okay.
Not you. You sit. Again, at least they're trainable. We have DM Thaco playing the swashbuckling, not so smooth-tongued rogue Eric, and
You
his
forgot Ranger.
Forgetting captain,
And
forgetting
bird lover.
ranger.
and I'm sorry, what?
Bird Lover.
That okay?
What is a bird furry called? I don't know.
Cloaca friend?
No,
I don't
that'd be
know.
reptile.
I don't know if they have a specific term because there's
And
furries
reptiles are
and
scalies.
scalies.
Okay, moving on. Sorry, that was a tangent that I realized I am not adequately versed in.
And now it's being looked up.
Because I need to know.
Okay, they're just
Then,
called
like, what
avians.
is a bird
Avians.
furry?
Okay,
Avians.
avians. Okay, so you're.
Hmm.
Well, we'll discuss that maybe off camera.
Okay.
Of
But-
course we will.
I got it.
Like the deep heated.
These
Okay,
are
I'm
my
off camera.
games.
Can we talk about it
And last but far from
now?
least,
Skeksis?
we have Rogith, our paladin of Marasa that does smiting and fighting equally well. You guys left off at not very far from the meeting point where this exchange was to take place, where you were supposed to witness a handoff between a half-elf child and some bandits. However, that's not what happened. You guys took the place of the bandits. The half-elf child is safe. Nerevis is on her way back on a horse with a name, whose name I can't remember, that has horseshoes with a zephyr on it. All I can think of is
remember.
Bill, and it's not that horse.
Shadowfax.
Thank you.
No?
Wasn't it?
Fairfax.
Fairfax.
Okay.
The
I
castle?
thought Fairfax at first, but it's like, no, it's Shadowfax.
Fairfax.
Is that like... Never mind.
I miss Castle Fairfax.
Okay. Now that
Where
I,
did I
So I never
it
forget.
is, it's so,
Horse
oh,
cards.
it is just what I needed today.
Uh,
Well, then he's
Hot plates
dead.
and ice, but you're not wrong.
Ooh, Axel's here.
Has been for a while.
All
I don't look at my
right.
phone enough.
What is your guys' plan? I'm gonna let my party do what they should do best, and RP amongst themselves and come up with a plan as to what they're going to do. As this exchange is still a few hours off. Ready? Go.
Well, I'm going to return to the spot I was sitting at and pet the half wolf, half dog on my way.
You remembered!
I suppose cleaning up camp so we can finish our rest would be the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Then how are we going to...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, then how are we going to deal with this situation coming up?
Carefully.
Well, the biggest thing here is we need to figure out who these folks are and why they're looking for why they have this child being brought to them. One of three things is going to happen. We're either going to be able to infiltrate them and say that the child ran away and get information from there. The second one is we can just go in guns blazing, take everybody out except for one, and interrogate them.
I'm fond of that plan.
Which child are we talking about?
The one that you didn't see.
Yeah, they never told you. Because, you know.
And the reason that we didn't tell you is for that response right there. And lastly, we could try to sneak in, get completely spotted, and they ambush us. So those are the three options I see in front of us.
Well, I know you're...
I'm kind of
fairly-
keen on the idea of trying to scope out the area and wait for them to show up and be professionally late.
What were you saying, Rogath?
I was going to say, being that he's used to dealing with more of the, or at least he appears to be used to dealing with more of the shady aspects, we could potentially use Captain McGee as a point man, so to speak.
You remembered
After
the
being-
captain. I tilt my hat to you, sir.
After, of course, being fashionably late, as you stated.
Oh, I have no problem throwing him under the bus.
What's a bus? Mhm.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. You guys are debating back and forth. Erebus does get in contact with you and let you know, Eric, that she will not make it before nightfall.
We still have, what, another day and a half before the meeting?
I believe the meeting should be tomorrow.
Okay.
I
Because you
know we
guys,
made very well time.
I
Yep.
thought we were a little bit earlier than that.
I mean, you guys essentially have a day because your rest was interrupted. Yeah, you clean up camp and then you're gonna try and get some sleep.
Yeah, because, being at our bestest for this would be the bestest idea.
That may be wise. The half wolf, half dog has not left the camp. He just seems content to go around and mop up any spilled food and sniff everything.
When our plant friend is done communing with nature, I'm going to have her chat to the dog and see what we can find out.
Okay.
I am going to quietly and carefully wander about outside of the perimeter of camp, see if I can spot anything approaching us.
Okay, go ahead and roll me survival.
Are you trying to do this sneakily, or are you just meandering out?
Sneakily.
Oh, then roll me stealth too.
Excellent.
Roll me stealth and then survival. I want to name a ranger survival, and he's a knight. A fighter ranger cross class named survival. Sorry. Yes.
14 for stealth.
Okay.
I notice he exits the camp.
Yes, you do.
Survival 8.
Oof.
Yeah.
There's branches and trees, but you're very distracted by this dog. Wolf dog. Dog wolf.
Mm.
Does that
What?
make it a wog or a dolf?
Yes.
We're going to call it a wog. Yes, you keep getting distracted by the wog.
Most excellent.
Eric, you see the captain go to wander about and begins looking at the perimeter of camp and keeps getting distracted by the wog.
That's fine.
Rogus, go ahead, Eric.
I'm cleaning up the camp to make sure that it's recovered from the onslaught of an army of otters.
The otters are retreating to the river, but some of them actually seem as if they're helping. Like, there you see two of the otters trying to right the cook pot, but they can't because the wog's head is still stuck in it. And you watch the dog, and, and try and keep his head in the pot as long as possible.
Miss Parisa,
Yes.
would you be so kind as to communicate with this canine and see why, what, who, where, when?
Yes, please do, so it gets out from under my feet
Way off over there.
with the dog.
It keeps going back and forth.
I will proceed as requested.
I can put the rest of that in the freezer. Love of my life, would you be so kind?
Okay.
You know what?
That scared her for a minute.
No, I was gonna say, I would be okay with the two of you arm wrestling, and whoever wins can get called Love of My Life for the evening.
Get over here. I need a chain. Get over here. That'd be an
I
entertaining...
kind of want to see this happen.
Sneak attack.
You know when it gets closer to break? I'll allow this. This will happen. I am amused enough to allow it.
Excellent.
You just want to challenge because I'm wimpy at arm wrestling.
I mean,
Oh,
everyone
right.
but Ben. Of course, it was her, the kids, and Ben.
I don't arm wrestle well.
I've never lost leg wrestling.
I imagine why.
That could have gone either way. Alright, so.
Do we need to get a water? Oh, bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to get a watermelon?
For what?
See if you can crush it with your thighs.
Walmart's open.
We did that once.
Coconut.
I can't.
Doesn't surprise me.
Coconut.
Can we just move on?
It would hurt.
No, this is a very
You started
intellectual
this.
question.
It's not intellectual.
Well, technically, Kruger started it.
She did.
Okay,
Like,
Teresa, you're gonna talk to the wog. What's a wolf dog? So we're calling it a wog instead of a dolph.
Oh, okay.
You were gone. It was another intellectual
That's why we
conversation.
chose Desmond instead of the alternative.
To be fair, it was an important conversation.
That's fine. Did it involve an animal?
No.
Okay. Then it was probably important.
It was a call
It
of
was
nature.
so-
So technically it did. Humans are animals.
This is
Ain't
true.
nothing but mammals.
Oh, I didn't remind
Careful,
you to eat.
I might
Did you
play
eat
that
today?
song.
Yes, I did.
Mhm.
You
I
never
might
mind.
play that song.
So, you are going to. How are you going to approach this wog, who is very determined to get his head back in the stew pot that Eric just reset up with the help of some otters?
Let's see. I will take a bowl
Okay.
and scoop some of the stew out, or whatever it is.
Okay. And most of it's spilled, but there's a little bit of it left. Yeah.
And I will use my Loxley abilities to use speak with animals,
Okay.
and I will speak to the wog.
And what are you going to say to the wog?
Is this what you're looking for?
Yeah. You're gonna put that down, right? Yeah. Down.
If you can answer some questions.
Roll me a deck save.
Oh, jeez. That's a nat 20, so a 27 total.
He goes up on his hind legs and goes to put his paw in the bowl, and you just kind of sidestep around him. He's like, "Whoa, Trixie plant! Trixie plant!" And he goes, backs up like 3 feet and sits down on his haunches and looks at you askance. Trixie plant lady, bad fetch, what? Hi there.
Well, how are you today?
And you, while you're having trouble composing yourself, the wog trots over to the captain, tugs on your pant leg, and then trots back over and looks at her like, come quick, weird smelling salt. Ugh. Something's wrong with her. Yeah. Food for me?
Where did you
Yeah.
come from?
The woods. Where'd you come from?
The woods.
Oh, food?
Just a minute. You sit. I will take a hunk of meat from the bowl and toss it. So, yup. Who were the other wolves?
No. I'm adopted.
Sounds about right.
Choosing Kate.
Yeah.
Where
Were you adopted too? They don't look like your real parents.
They're not my parents.
Oh, good.
Very good thing I don't speak dog.
Where were you adopted from?
I don't know. I was in the woods with my human, and they went away, and then the wolves were eating good, and they let me join their pack. I guard stuff.
Where was your human?
That way? They got eaten by the ground.
By the ground?
Yeah.
How far away?
I don't know.
Can we get there before it gets dark?
No.
Okay. Was it in the swamp?
That bad smelly place?
Yeah, where the
Yeah.
where the ground is really wet?
Yeah.
Over by
Roll
the
another deck save.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Back to back.
Another 20. So 27.
It does the
You're
whole
using loaded dice?
backs up
Wait,
again
wrong movie.
and sits down, and this time he sits behind Captain McGee and puts his nose out to the side, looks up at the captain, goes, not right, and then sneezes at you.
What you do to this dang dog?
He keeps trying to steal the food.
Well,
Yeah,
give it to him.
what he said.
I'm working on it.
Did you learn anything intelligent from him?
He was adopted
Yep.
by the pack.
Yep.
Well,
His human was eaten by the ground.
How
Yep.
many more are in his pack?
How many more are in your pack?
We were just hunting. It's a big pack. There's like, more than these. And he sits up and holds up 2 paws.
More than 2 paws worth.
eaten by the ground. Potential quicksand?
No, he said it was near the. It was in the swamp.
Deep puddle.
Dog. Most likely a big dog.
Or
Are there other creatures similar to us around?
are there other creatures similar to us around?
Lady, I've never seen anything like you.
I get that a lot.
I'm sure. Me too. I'm adopted.
When your human was eaten by the ground,
Yeah.
did he fall into a deep puddle? Or did the ground open up?
Ground went, and then he was just gone. And I dug and I dug and I dug and I dug until my paws were tired. But I just got wet.
Okay.
No, because he's a humanoid.
He's not a humanoid.
Her legs are safe. Your kneecaps are, in fact, undefiled at this point. I think. I'm not quite sure what your background entails, and we'll talk about that off camera.
Tails.
Oh,
This is my life now.
Are you going to go back to the pack?
Oh. I probably should, huh? But they're like, I have to go walk all night and all day to get back.
Well, do you want to stay with us?
Oh boy, I do, and he spins in circles and sits and
What's your name?
Benji.
Here you go, Benji.
Oh boy. Yeah, we've had to hunt further and further away because all these people that smell like that, like that one. I'm sorry, it's rude to chew with my mouth full. Like that one, and some that disappear like that one. They've been, doing all the hunting, and they've got a big camp. And but they don't share their food. They're mean. They shot rocks and sticks at me, and so this is really good. More.
I think that's it.
Oh.
You ate all of it.
At least I
And then
give
he
it to
brings
my
his
dad.
bowl over in front of you, Eric, and sits down and holds up the bowl like, yeah.
Pat. And I dip it into water to wash it.
He's watching you intently.
I'm going back to investigating beyond the camp.
Roll me. Are you going to try and be sneak?
No.
Okay. Roll me another survival.
That's way better.
I will explain what
17.
the wolf dog said.
17.
Mm.
So your second survival is a revival, and you do in fact find what looks at first.
You are healed.
Yes! I can see!
It was a revival.
Wait.
Oh, thank you.
Are we Pentecostal or Pentahostal? There's a difference.
Which one is it?
What
She
are you,
just asked that
what are you trying to
question.
figure
No.
out?
The faith healer one.
Southern Baptist.
No. The quote. It's one of those faith healing.
Oh, I don't remember.
Bible thumper.
No.
Let me touch it first.
Wait a minute.
I feel like that quote was a little too pointed in time.
That's fair.
All right, so.
Oh my gosh,
He mentioned something about a large camp. Which direction?
And Captain, you see something that at first you think is a deer trail, and then you see clear as day a large boot print.
Jackass with the bow, if you would be so kind as to come here.
Oh, this is gonna be a thing. Should be popcorn. Rogan, what are you doing in the midst of all this? Between watching this wog go psycho and the captain and Eric have their little back and forth.
I am actually checking on our supplies to see what was lost and if anything, important can be repaired and or replaced.
Ooh. High or low, Rogus?
Hi.
Excellent choice. All of your supplies are intact.
Good. That's good news.
Yeah, I rolled a 98. You picked high.
I can find it for you. I can find it for you.
That must
We
be
need to
about the
stop
book map.
with the quotes. Out of context, they're so bad, and they weren't that bad in game.
Yeah, and they were quite bad, weren't they?
I'm busy at the moment working on stuff.
Okay. Carissa, do you ask Benji the question
Nice
that?
one.
Yes.
Okay. What was the question again?
Rogan, what was the question again?
Oh, I remember. I'm just drinking water. Which direction were they? If you go that way with the water, and they're They're up that way, and there's a lot of them, and 2 of them are really, really big.
Really, really big.
Yeah. They must be the alphas.
Do they look like the others, just bigger, or do they look weird?
Big. Bigger that way, and they've got bushes on their faces.
Beards?
Yeah, big chin fur. Lots of chin fur.
Dewlaps.
Huh?
On a bunny,
Yeah.
when the bunny gets fat and they get a pouch right there?
Yeah, I
Don't
know.
do that.
I know what it is, but the dog doesn't.
Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to.
Eric! Footprint.
Oh,
Not mine.
alright. I'm gonna go over there and study said blueprint. How old does it look? What does it tell me about creature size, weight, and all that good stuff?
Roll me survival at advantage.
$24.
Hey, Miss Beetle.
Hey!
Oh, she can't hear us.
Hey, other wifey.
No, that's my wifey.
That's why I said other wifey.
Right. But you only have one wifey that I know of.
Right, but she's your wifey, so she's the other wifey.
Gotcha. Okay. I get how that works. Okay, give me half a second.
1.
That's my line, thank you.
Okay. Because I can't word and think at the same time. Out of character question. Now I have to think, would Eric be familiar with giants at all?
How old does it look?
Less than 24 hours. You'd say somewhere in the middle of the night it was made, so probably like 18 hours.
Okay. How big does it look in comparison to us?
It is at least double your footprint.
Okay. And how deep is it? You know, assuming
In
that
this ground, your indents are maybe a quarter of an inch. This is a good inch and a quarter.
Alright. So that leads me, as a studier of things moving through the woods, this thing's ginormous.
It's a big ass footprint.
Whatever it is that we're dealing with is huge.
Roll me an intelligence, Captain. I can't say Captain without wanting to go, Captain!
Up to that screen.
Ooh.
That's a grand total of 2.
Oof.
You're very smart.
Oof.
For the briefest second,
words.
you had something you were going to say about this footprint, and then it's gone.
I spec. The ability to speak does not make one intelligent.
This is true.
I just watched that movie yesterday. I don't care who I'm talking to, I like it.
Blah, blah, blah. Eric, you know Axel. You know of giants. You haven't seen any giants, and this footprint doesn't seem like it would be big enough to be a giant that you've heard of. But it's a little confusing to you because it's humanoid,
Yep.
and it's a boot print.
Yep.
But it puts
It's significantly larger than any standard humanoid.
yes.
Bigfoot!
Ah,
Yes, very big foot.
and you know about never mind. Big feet.
Clown shoes.
Thank you. Yes.
Which is
Bruce,
why
so
we're
what are you doing
that's
while
one
there?
goofy-looking guy. That's right.
I guess if I can't get any more information from Wolf Doggo, then I'm gonna work on cleaning up camp.
Okay.
Because
Benji
it was like
goes for a
midday, right?
It's still pretty early in the morning because your guys' rest got interrupted, and you feel like you'd be secure resting here. Benji says the rest of the pack is a ways away. He comes out of the water, shakes off, as Wogs will do, and then proceeds to attempt to help you pick up the rest of camp. There isn't much left. Eric did a lot of it. He's dragging a blanket over. Oh boy, this one's mine, this one's mine. Oh boy, oh boy.
Whose blanket is it really?
It is Rogath's blanket.
Sucker.
Rogath, you have a very wet dog dragging your blanket through camp. Kind of talking to himself.
Give that back.
No.
I smirk fairly obviously while I continue along my way.
I will offer Benji a trade.
Yeah.
How about you take this blanket and we give the nice paladin his back? I'll give him my blanket.
Oh boy! This one smells like Plant Lady, and he rolls over on his back and he's doing the whole.
Wet dog.
You now have a wool blanket that smells like wet dog. Happy
Awesome.
wet dog.
I mean, well, it also smells like wet wool now, and that's not very pleasant either.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
Alright, so you guys are gonna try and get arrested?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No?
I'd like to stay out of jail.
This is get out of
Just
jail.
thinking that.
Do you want me to use? Never mind.
I know what you'll use. Yay,
I'm a-
Brooker.
I'm going
I'll
to take a
take
brief
it.
look at the
That's what she
the
said.
footprint.
Was it good for you too?
Maybe you know it.
Oh gosh. Moving on. So, are you going to try and
Oh yes.
recuperate? Alright. Ugh. Axel, thanks. I am giving you guys a freebie long rest. Benji is patrolling. He has declared you guys are his new pack. He considers himself to be the alpha. And
Just wait until he meets Ernest.
oh God,
I do not believe I've had the acquaintance.
this is going to be amazing.
No, you're not that Ernest yet.
No, well, I don't know anything. I'm the DM.
DMs never know anything.
Neither do wives. But that's just a tall tale. So, you're welcome. There was a lot in that. I was proud. You guys all successfully get a long rest in.
Woo!
The only downside to this is when your long rest is completed, it's like 5 o'clock in the evening.
I thought we had just stopped to take a short rest, though. I thought.
We were setting up camp because we needed to figure out what was going on.
Right, you guys were going to rest, and then you got beset upon by wolves, got rescued by the otters from the Teeth Hurt Rocks due to the raid.
So, I mean, I suppose we could actually discuss that. Do we want to take a long rest? Are any of us in a position where it's a necessity?
Not really.
Unless I forgot something, which is entirely possible.
And that's why I'm asking the question I'm asking now. Are any of us in a position where we do actually need to take a long rest? Otherwise, we can literally just take an hour.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily need to take a long rest.
I mean, we can just take an hour on this and make a short rest.
Okay, perfect. You guys successfully take your short rest. Again, Benji patrols. And yeah.
Okay. And once that's all done, break camp. And I want to, while they're breaking camp, I want to go back to where that footprint is
Okay.
and go, we'll say another 20 yards in that general direction to see what we have for any other tracks.
Okay. Benji is on your heels and he is sniffing loudly.
And I will look at him and go, not this time, go back, take care of the others.
Here, Benji.
No! What's bad? I didn't think about that. I just forgot.
So
I felt Benji's excitement in my soul.
that would be a 17.
Alright, and you were trying to figure out.
I'm going
Going
another
20 yards further.
20 yards looking for other tracks similar to this.
You do find more. It does not look like they have been attempted to be disguised at all, and they continue to follow this, what looks like it was a deer trail that was just adopted.
A lot of adopted things on this island.
And some others that just wish to be.
That was accurate and hurtful. Continue.
Not targeted to you.
You feel like, along with those tracks, there's also 2 other normal-sized humanoids that were traveling with whoever this was. And then you find, you had 17?
Yeah.
A little scrap of leather caught on a thorn. And it strikes you as odd because you are not, the texture of it is off. And I mean by,
What does General Mass Spec tell me?
it's major mass spec. Abby would disprove.
That's true.
I didn't want to take her thunder.
It's still major mass spec.
And it's major mass spec.
Because I think Abby herself is the general.
No, never mind. Okay, we're gonna digress real quick.
She was the only reason I watched that show.
I want to know where she got half her collars. Hot topic probably, but that's not. You can't put your finger on it, but the texture's way off. Sorry, you asked other questions. General Mass Spec does not tell you anything.
So it's a piece of leather that I don't understand.
Correct. You don't recognize.
Okay, then it goes in my pocket, but
Okay.
it doesn't mean anything at this point in time. And do they continue in a same general direction?
They do. They continue in the direction that Parisa let you know Benji indicated, where there was a
I'll make
bigger
my way
camp.
back to camp, and if they have any more breaking of camp to do, I will finish that up with them and then explain all the tracks go that way. So if we continue that direction, we should be able to figure out where these people are and potentially set up some way of scouting and gathering information.
Rogath, are you having any thoughts in the midst of this?
Other than I'd like to actually take a really good look at that footprint just to ascertain if it's something that I might have seen before in the book, or if it's similar to like the ogres or the the other beings that we've come across.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll me a survival.
And no, Eric would not have intimate knowledge of giants.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure.
Larger creatures, yes, but giants.
Like Leviathans?
No.
Oh.
Those are gargantuan.
That would be a 14.
Okay, you're pretty much noticing the same thing. They're humanoid, but they're considerably larger than yours or Eric's or the captain's. But with the ogres and trolls, they're all barefoot. These prints look like
Dr.
they were.
Bosky.
Hey, Dr. Bosky,
Hey.
thank you
Hey,
for the
Dr. Bosky.
lurk. These totally just lost my train of thought. These were booted feet. Like they were wearing shoes.
Okay.
Otherwise, nothing else stands out to you.
Can I put them through the footwear index of the FBI database?
Nearly to me.
I know, right?
I
Well,
like
then-
it when you're fun and not serious. It's a good list for you. What you doing later?
Playing D&D.
Yeah, I know. Roll me. Actually, McGee, Captain McGee.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Lord.
We'll see how that happens.
if I start calling you Delaney, run.
Oh God. Too soon.
Let's,
Never too soon.
let's see going.
Roll me another intelligence.
Higher than 1.
Well, that's a 10.
10 total.
Yes. I have nothing.
No, I'm trying to debate because the DC on that was 10. So I'm gonna give it to you because you met it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
Hmm.
You recognize those boot prints because you had a first mate that made boot prints like that.
I know. I gotta check my notes. Yes.
We'll give it a second. Just let it click.
My dearest Byron.
Who was?
Oh. I don't have it on my notes.
Brun.
Brun, yes.
Undoubtedly. Excuse me.
How do you spell that again?
Brunn.
If you want to know how I came up with that, I was thinking about Norse mythology and bunnies at the same time, and Bruns happens. Don't ask how, but that's how I got there. For anyone who ever wants to know how DMing brain works, that is the epitome of it. First, you'll be snoo-snooed by the large Brun, then you'll be
I suppose you would say it is death by Schnoo Snoo.
Wait, the what?
The BBBBF.
Where's all the BBs coming from? Big buff Brun boy.
The BBBBF.
This is my big buff Brun boyfriend Brutus. He likes bunnies. He's benevolent.
And such a baby doll.
Beautiful. So, moving forward.
We are
We
moving
don't
forward
get a lot
with boyish
accomplished, but my
delight.
brain isn't kicked in, so I don't really care.
Big buff run boyfriend Brutus baking badass.
Is it boyish delight?
Oh, wait.
He was also raised farm boy.
Oh, so that's how you get your boyfriend.
Alright, so.
Farm boy.
Okay, there we go. Recalculating. You remember this. Do you say anything?
No,
Of course you don't.
I
Alright.
don't know these people very well.
Benji has taken his time to wander in between people. You guys had a short rest. Eric did a
I am
little bit
taking
more
it over.
scouting and found some leather, and then you guys are going to break camp and follow ?
I'm suggesting that we follow the trail as far as we can without being noticed, and as we get close enough to whatever camp this is, we then do some scouting to see what we're working with. Because the
Okay.
meeting is tomorrow.
Yep.
So if we know what we're dealing with before the meeting, then we have more information to work off of to make the meeting work in our favor better.
Correct. You go on for about an hour, hour and a half, and
Are you guys
Oh.
all in cahoots with me on this, or do you have other ideas?
I shall follow along.
I'm good with it.
Rogath?
Is fairly sound to me.
Okay.
hi, me, oh boy.
Is that
Moving on.
coming along with us?
It seems attached to Pharesis, so we're stuck with it.
This is my pack. It is amazing. I lick them all. They have no raisins.
I start walking.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No,
Where that came
you're not.
from.
You are not sorry. We all know this.
I am a little bit. Because I just, every once in a while it dawns on me that years from now, my kids are going to watch this, and these are going to be the tapes that they're hiding from future spouses. Oh, your parents stream? That's so cool. No, you're never allowed to look that up.
Stream? What stream?
Vamp Knight, you're cut off.
It's coffee! It's just coffee!
Coffee liqueur.
It's actually not tonight. I tried to brace you all sober for once.
Yeah, where's Axel with our fireball?
Probably out of points. You
Ooh,
guys
that's
continue on for roughly an
Irish coffee it is.
hour, hour and a half, and you come to this landing, as it were. It's it is an open expanse where there is a full beach on the sand. You know, that's probably one of the most, like,
Accurate.
yeah, like, it was a conscious decision that I had to make, because Nerevis are the nights that if I'm going to drink, those are the nights that I feel entitled to do so.
Well, you gotta put up with me, especially.
You're new. The group had me drinking long before you got here.
Okay. Your guys' fault, not mine.
What?
What did we do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm just surprised.
Oh, not you, sweetie. Rogath, you're fine.
I'm just surprised Axel didn't comment on my earlier thing in chat.
Bait. It was bait.
He knew it was bait.
It
It's a tarp.
is a large beach,
It's a
but
water
then there
thing,
is
tarp.
a full, if you want to call it almost a meadow, behind the beach. So the beach is like a half circle.
Lagoon.
Not quite a lagoon. It's not like a full lagoon. It just, I'm talking about the ground itself. The sand is spread out. So instead of a normal riverbank, there's a beach.
Oh,
Her
what's that
lagoon.
beach over on 64?
Are you talking about Tioga?
Yes. Anything like that?
Yes, very similar to that, except a little more curved.
Okay.
Where Tioga is just a straight line.
Yeah.
But if you're walking the shoreline, it's woods, rocks, wood, rocks. Holy crap, there's a beach.
Yeah.
It's very much like that. And then, a meadow behind it. But immediately you notice in this meadow, there is what looks like a large brown patch of fabric stretched out. There is remains of campfires in the meadows, but there are no tents or anything of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys haven't stepped out into the open. I'm assuming you're still in the edge of the woods.
So this meadow, is it completely barren of any type of cover?
Yes.
How deep is the foliage?
The grasses are just above knee height on you,
Perfect.
except for where this expanse of fabric is. It's all trampled down, and the expanse of fabric is probably like a, I want to say like a 12 by 16.
I would like to crouch down and sneak into the field.
You're
No.
in, you go to
Wait.
crouch down, and Eric goes, hold on.
Wait,
Party RP time, go!
I have an idea first. About how far away from the edge of the woods is that tarp?
It's in this towards the center of the meadow. But here, I'm gonna draw this real quick. Just because one quick little sketch will make all of our lives so much easier. Art class time.
Except for Rogan, who can't see the map.
Well,
That's his fault.
no. Well, yes, but no. Due to circumstances beyond his control, he is not here. Here's the beach.
Here's the son of a beach.
That's one.
Yes.
Hey, David Owen.
Okay. These chairs are just tall enough that I can't do that without squishing myself.
Yeah.
There's the meadow.
It's a pizza oven.
It is.
There is the tarp. There appears to be trees that are woven into an arch on the far side of the meadow.
So we are over there.
And you are there.
Does the river connect to the beach?
Yes. So this is river.
Okay.
Doesn't answer my question.
Sorry. Give me your question again and I'll try and...
How far away is the tarp from where we are?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, roughly 50 feet.
Okay. But I wasn't going to assume that that was an accurate drawing.
Fair enough.
50
I'm
feet
going
away,
to open my pally senses here.
Okay.
as he's opening his pally senses, I'm going to do what I do best, which annoys the DM to no end.
Shoot the ranger.
I am going to throw a ball bearing.
Okay, Rogith, I'm gonna go with you first. You open your pally senses, and I need to look at that real quick, because your pally senses give you
60-foot range.
Celestial Fiend.
Celestial Fiend or Undead within 60 feet.
You get... You get a very, very faint feel of celestial.
That's interesting.
But it's not, and it gives you direction, doesn't it? Yeah. It's not coming from in front of you, it's coming from behind you.
I'll inform the party of that.
How far behind us?
As you go to look around, you realize there is a very faint aura of celestial around Benji. Did not expect you to pally sense on the dog.
This dog I don't think is what it seems.
I am the goodest boy.
Apparently. A very, very good boy.
Sorry, that's dog speak. I don't know if you can speak with animals, but that's the expression on Benji's face.
It's a wolf
Very, very
dog
good
thing.
boy.
And Eric, where are you throwing your ball bearing? At the tarp? You roll me in athletics. Or dex, whatever you want.
Preferably on the table, sir.
We'll make that a 17.
You get it on the tarp. And it hits the tarp and just rolls. But it makes a soft thud. Like, it sounds like it hit leather or fabric more than tarp.
Oh, the DM has a 10 on the next roll.
Yay! Thank you, Miss Fatal. I will message you again shortly.
Does anything else happen? I'm going to give it a minute. and see
It
if there's a
rolls
response.
and sits there, and there is nothing.
Okay.
Aww. Making me blush.
I crouch down.
You're gonna try and stealth? Roll me
Yeah.
stealth.
Ooh, that's much better. 22.
Okay, and where are you endeavoring to sneak off to?
I'm going to slowly approach the edge of the tarp.
Okay.
I'm going to try and keep my eye out for any traps or anything that might trip the
Okay.
party up.
You don't see...
Oh, thank you, Miss Fatal Pillow.
She said lady. You know, I just want to go on a disclaimer here.
Thank you, Cougar.
You wear heels better than I do.
Yep.
You wear most dresses better than I do.
Depends.
You can put on eyeliner
Yeah.
like nobody's business.
True. I can also paint my nails pretty well too.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry, that's like...
Handsome man. Must be talking about you.
Must be.
No, he was giving me guff because I painted my nails earlier and I was complaining because the left hand's easy and the right hand isn't. You're really my BFF in disguise, aren't you? Like, reincarnated from another life, and by mistake, I just married you.
There you go. We'll go with that.
We're going with that?
I'm not sure where to go. Oh, no, he didn't.
Okay, so, you get closer to the tarp, and you... I have nothing left.
You have us.
I have nothing left.
You have them.
Good point. So, you get closer.
Of course, you have to put up with them, so.
I don't mind.
Oh.
They are scarily me. You get to the edge of this tarp and realize it is not a tarp at all. It is hide. It is hide that has been stitched together to make this square. However, the stitching around the edge of it is something you recognize. Shoot, I need these.
Potentially a grun trick, or a brun trick.
Give me a second.
Second, so.
All around the edge of the tarp.
Would I recognize what that says?
You would not. You do know that it is Brun from being near your first mate, and it's the best. You don't know much of his culture because you didn't really
He didn't want to
care to
speak
know,
about it.
and he didn't wish to speak about much of it, and it didn't seem worth pushing the issue. You do know that runes and symbols like that were considered sacred and often were protective. But you don't see anything trap-natured.
Do I see anything else within the field?
You do not. The only other thing that stands out to you is you have no idea what these hides are from. Like, typically you'd recognize if it was deer or elk or boar or cow or even a horse and, I don't know, chupacabra. I mean, it's...
Bigfoot.
We don't have a Mexico in this world.
What is Mexico?
Wait.
Actually, we might. I've seen the map.
Eric, what are you doing as you realize...
I'm paying very close attention to the tarp to see if something happens when Sir Sneaks-a-Lot decides to screw up.
Yes,
That's
you can have
Captain
it.
Sneaks a lot.
Sorry,
Captain
Sneaks-a-Lot.
sneaks a lot.
Yes.
Ah, haha.
I am going to return to Mr. Shoots a Lot.
Go ahead.
You can use words.
She can?
She's being polite, but she can. Nothing.
Those were letters.
Nothing happens. Roll me one perception, Eric. Sorry, my brain went in like 8 different directions at once.
My perception would be a grand total of 24.
You're watching your ball bearing, and how close to this tarp, to this hide, are you getting?
Probably 10 foot away.
Okay.
10 foot away.
As the captain gets close to this hide, you see him kind of lean forward a little bit to look at the ruins, and you watch as he, hey, Dr. Leech, could someone throw some leech
Hey,
out,
Dr. Leech.
please?
It is the Doctor of Leech.
Yay! You watch your ball bearing go zing and go off the edge of the tarp,
Which direction?
away from him.
So that way.
Yes.
Okay.
You notice this as well. You lean over to look at the runes, and all of a sudden, for the briefest moment, it's almost like they shimmer. And not only his ball bearing, but a few blades of grass that had fallen off it, and this tarp, or this hide, is now completely bare of anything.
I shall return to the party.
Okay? Parisa, what are you doing while they do their sneaky sneak and looky look and...
Well, first I'm going to summon Shiryu,
Okay.
and I am going to keep watch.
Okay. Roll me perception.
Darn it, not a nat 20. Actually, it was 1 away though.
So your perception is...
String does not appear frozen to me.
It doesn't... Actually, okay, nope.
Nope, not for me either.
We're good on my end. Our end.
15 or a 22 passive.
You see nothing out of the ordinary. You do... And you're looking up, you're looking back and forth. The only thing you notice is that Benji very much wants belly rubs.
I will give him belly rubs while because that'll more than likely keep him at least semi-quieter.
Having an animal NPC, I feel like, is how I can get my weirdness out. This is gonna be like a new form of therapy. Didn't we talk about like D&D and mental illness? I'm probably bored.
I thought they wrote that book about this.
We also just had a Dragon's Discourse about it.
We know you've been sad since Luper hasn't been in the party.
Yeah. Eric, anything else? And Rogath, anything out of you?
I am kind of keeping an eye on this dog, so to speak.
Okay. Rogath, as you're watching Benji, at the same time you lean close to the hide wall and your ball bearing shoots off, you feel a surge of consecration, Rogath. And then it's gone. It's all of a sudden as if the hides light up as consecrated ground, and then it just goes away again.
That's rather odd.
Oh, thoughts and prayers for Mini Leech. Hope he's doing better.
Oh.
That's no fun.
Allergies. All the allergies.
Mm-hmm.
Axel, shush! I love you so much, but shush!
Yes, we know dog is the real
Yes,
dog.
but they probably wouldn't have. Well, one of them might have.
Humanity is dyslexic. We get it.
Oh God.
Inuyasha? Sorry.
No, that was a demon.
Inuyasha!
But can he beat?
Miroku.
But can he beat Goku?
Inuyasha? No.
No.
Superman can barely beat
Okay, sorry, we
What?
all
Superman can barely beat Goku.
Superman wears his underpants on the outside. He should be beaten. Sorry. Moving on.
Every time Superman gets a power up, so does Goku. So.
I mean,
Superman is like one of the dumb. Okay, disclaimer: I think superheroes are dumb to begin with. My respect for superheroes doesn't exist except for Batman, because Batman. But no, just
What about Iron Man?
Iron Man is
Whatever.
Batman with better toys.
Yeah, and better taste in coloring.
I don't know about that. I like black.
Oh, I love the hot red.
I want a superhero that can use his tools, not make them for someone else. So,
Iron Man, Batman, Black
Hawkeye?
Panther,
Alright,
Hawkeye,
Technically, Batman doesn't even do that half the time.
Aquaman.
ooh, Jason Momoa. Okay,
yeah, superheroes were redeemed.
Hold on, we gotta have the best Khal Drogo impression.
I hate you all.
Okay, I mean, okay,
I
but
should have drooled a little more to make it even more
you know what?
accurate.
Poison Ivy, Storm, Rogue, and Phoenix and I could all go on a vacation, and we'd be good with that.
You kidding? Phoenix would kill you all and then go for ice cream.
Oh, Phoenix and I would get along
Jean
really
Grey,
well.
On the other hand, that'd be a little more fun.
Yeah.
but Storm.
Yeah.
Shocking. Okay, so I'm good now.
Whoa. Okay then.
I just had a moment with myself.
Apparently, and that is now on the internet forever.
Definitely not Dark Phoenix.
I prefer Mystique personally, so.
Mystique would be
But
fun.
she's so blue. I like happy people. Alright,
I don't
what are
mind
you
that
guys
color,
doing with this hide? Okay, back to the game. Back to the
It
game.
looks good on her, especially since she doesn't wear clothes.
She does too.
Occasionally.
Gentlemen.
So,
We are?
Joel,
Yes.
I just happened to notice something for the group. That thing that just shimmered, well, it concentrated energy, it seems.
Well, I'm waiting for the captain to get back so he can figure out what he found out.
You are back with the group.
Yes.
So what happened?
I do not believe we should mess with that tarp. It is a hide I don't recognize, and it has runes of a nature I barely understand. I do know its origins, but that's for a later date.
Well, it's for that later date is now. What origins?
Brun.
What?
We've talked about this, didn't we? Briefly?
He briefly mentioned that his first mate was Brun. You went, oh, wait a minute. They have a language that's similar to Dwarvish, but not quite, and it's, no one was really sure if they were a thing, or if it was just this rogue clan of dwarves that started speaking Yiddish. Nobody really knows. Where did Yiddish come from, you guys? Oh, never mind, I'm good now. It took me...
Double ding!
Hello.
Ben, I missed you. It's been like 10 minutes, but still.
It's been more than 10 minutes.
I know.
It's been.
One week
It
he's
looks
looked at
so
me.
amazing, Ben.
As we're
Chinese chicken, have a drumstick.
as we're looking around and discussing the fact that there's a celestial energy on that tarp, and he doesn't want us to.
Sorry, it's stuck in my head now.
Hey,
Continue.
Macarena.
Has anything happened in the field itself?
No.
Okay, I would like to walk around the field to where that archway is. I don't want
Okay.
to step in the meadow proper because I don't want to be out in the open, so I will circumnavigate the meadow.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth at advantage.
That would be a 25.
Holy Toledo, Kansas. Okay.
And I will explain the same thing to everybody else. I'm going around because walking through the meadow puts us out in the open.
Only if you stand upright.
We don't have to
You
work so hard to go this way.
This is true.
you get to that archway on the other side, and I need you to roll me a perception.
That would be a 24.
As you get to that archway, you're kind of, I'm assuming you're looking around a little bit while still staying hidden.
I'm using the left and right triggers so I can do the winning.
This isn't Call of Duty, so.
Are you gonna press R3 so you can use your danger sense?
Oh, heck no. I'm just going to do the
Your
lean.
instincts?
And while I'm holding onto the controller, I'm going to lean with it too so that I can get right around the corner.
So you can see the research.
Right.
Every gamer ever.
If you ever want to see someone do that really bad, watch my mom play Mario Kart. Now, mind you, my mom's in her 70s, and the original Nintendo controllers were confusing. And watching her try to turn like it's a steering wheel was amazing.
Yeah, I have 2 original Nintendos.
Sweetheart, you just hit my car. Sorry. I mean, it was great.
So what do I see when I lean?
You see what you swear is a Loxley walking into a tree. Yeah, but I mean, into the tree.
Yep.
Like, tree stride into the tree.
Yep.
And standing in front of the tree is a very large woman. And I don't mean like fluffy large, I mean you just found a Norn.
Okay, so not the guardian to the Gryffindor room, but ear.
Yes.
And here I was going to say, you know, the whole albino with a
I
wheelbarrow.
rolled to seduce the tall Norn lady.
You're not there.
I roll a
You're not there.
12.
Dang, you don't have
She-
that meme anymore.
You're not there.
Yeah.
That got replaced.
Eric,
Okay, crits.
you were a little taken aback. She is beautiful. She has strawberry blonde bordering more on red hair that's styled in braids. Leather armor, but it's, if Bikini Male was leather,
So she is ear.
but a little bit, I mean, close to Air's armor, but a little more covering than that.
Does she have both breasts?
Yes,
Okay, she's not a true Amazon.
she is not an Amazon, no. Although I'm impressed that you know that. I'm proud of you. Which one is it though, right or left?
Depends on which hand they are.
I know why I
Missing
married
something.
you.
Amazons, real Amazons would
only
actually
have
get a
one-
mastectomy so that they could fire their bows properly because their boobs would get in the way.
Oh.
Yep.
Anyone
Yep.
who's ever shot a bow that has boobs, you get this. And if you ever caught yourself in the string when you fired, you
And
really get
that's
it.
why.
Caught
It
myself on the
hurts
forearm.
so bad. Oh, I felt that.
So the flatties are better suited.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because if you've ever shot a bow and you caught yourself across the forearm, now
Yeah.
imagine that
Yeah.
on your testicles.
It's one way to get your nipple pierced. You're welcome.
Yeah, pierced and pulled right the hell off.
So she's
She's
standing
standing there. She has a.
Thank you for that, Erin.
You're welcome.
Aaron, you have an advantage on a roll of your choice because I have nothing for that.
Thank you.
In her hair, in the braids, you see bits of leather. You see bits of bone. You see that on her face, on the side of her face and down her arms, are these runes that look like they are tattooed onto her. And you can make a very, hey, Kit Kat!
What's
Hey,
up,
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kat?
It is no stretch of the imagination that she is a priestess of some nature. And then she turns and begins walking towards the archway. She does not appear to have noticed you.
I will
Was your first name really a woman?
back up
She
a
does
little
not
bit.
notice you.
Alright,
A
we'll back
woman?
up a little
No, he was.
You guys have no idea this is happening. You back up?
Yep.
Okay.
And right now I'm going to be doing surveillance.
Okay. And she, where are you back at? Like along the edge of the tree line?
I've had the
Basically,
unfortunate
that's
side
the
of
that's the
him
doorway.
using
Yeah.
the
I'm right there.
poop deck,
And
as it
back
were.
up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Good to know.
She exits the archway, and now everyone on the other side of the field that's in the trees, you see a woman emerge. You don't get a really good visual. Eric, your head is about where. Well, you're. How tall are you?
5'11".
You can motorboat her without standing on tiptoes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's about height. She is definitely larger than you and muscular, but more. She's a dex-based fighter, not a strength-based fighter, and it shows.
She's toned, not built.
Yeah, and she walks over to the hides.
Over to the hide.
Yeah, looks at it, frowns, and begins walking around it with her left hand stretched over it, and in her right hand she has a rod that's about yay long, and you can see engraved
poor
in the
bastard.
rod, settle, are all those runes. And she is chanting something and goes all the way around it, and then she leans over, picks up your ball bearing, looks disappointed, shakes her head, puts the ball bearing in a pouch, and then continues walking around the hive.
Okay.
Any response? You recognize her as Brun.
Does she notice me at all?
She does not. You guys are in the tree line, and she's not looking for you, and you get the sense from seeing her that if she did notice you, she really wouldn't. It was of no consequence to her. But
She's a
you
Gerudo.
are fairly certain that she has not noticed you. Rogath, how long does your pally census last year?
Top three.
No, I didn't write that down. I'm assuming it's like an hour or so.
I see, and I always, because one of them lasts just for a little bit, and one of them lasts for a long time.
Let's see.
Got it.
No, that's Warlock. That's Sorcerer.
Casting Divine Sense. Presence.
Oh no, it's only until the end of your next turn.
Oh, and next, yeah, end of next turn.
So 6
Sorry.
seconds.
So, yes, that is no longer in effect.
Okay. I'm gonna jot that down.
Mom. Are any of you going to respond in any way?
I am actually going to cover my weapons with cloth so that they don't, and my shield so that they don't catch any accidental sunlight.
Okay.
Speaking of which, what time of day is it?
Why do you ask these important questions?
It was shortly after noon. or
Yeah,
about
and then
1.
you guys went an hour and a half-ish, so we're gonna say it's like, we'll say it's 2:30.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to try to make sure that none of my weapons accidentally catch the sunlight and give away our position.
Yeah,
From
absolutely.
from this distance, can I see any of the runes?
You can't. It's over 50 feet away, and the runes are like 1.5 inches tall.
Plus, it's got the tall grass.
Well, I mean, she's
Is
got
it-
the rod in her hand. It's painted, but you can't make out.
Is it like red topped tall grass?
No, this is not Horizon.
Darn.
Although that is such an amazing game. Right.
I'm a really good Aloy cosplayer. Like, it's fantastic.
Anyways, as soon as where did that go?
Bathroom is
Oh, okay.
I'm also going to prep my bow and arrow just in case.
Okay.
I shall endeavor to walk across the field, tip
Right,
my
like
hat
Costco.
to the brunish woman, and go towards Thaco.
You step out.
You're
As-
just stepping into the meadow?
Yes.
Okay.
As you go to walk out, she you watch the brief tilt of her head, she notices you, but continues until she's made her full circuit around the hide. Puts her staff, repicks up her staff because she had the little... Are you here to challenge the will of the gods?
I challenge no god. I only challenge men.
And in Brunish, she says, do you speak the language?
How much Brunish do I actually know?
Hablo este yo baño?
Ugh.
That hurts.
Laundry cows.
You know a couple phrases from your first mate and a plethora of unfortunate language. Being a sailor. You would know enough to give polite greeting, ask direction, and curse. But you know enough.
Where is a bathroom?
Yes!
I remove my hat and say to her in common, my apologies, my dear, but I know at best the basics and a good number of swear words.
Ah,
I had only a dear friend who was Brunish.
and her face goes dead serious. You claim to know one of us.
Knew. He was banished, as I understand it, and for many years was also my longest friend.
She begins striding towards you with purpose.
How close to Dwarvish was what she was speaking? Like, was it close enough? Like,
Spanish and Italian. Or Italian and Romanian is probably better. That's not going to help you.
I say, because, I mean, Spanish and Italian, it's different, but it's close enough where I could...
Yeah,
Con-
Spanish, Italian, and
You
Mexican are all very similar.
could get a couple words here and there, but it would be rough. And speaking as she is, when she was speaking, it wouldn't be enough for you to...
It's the difference between learning French in school and actually talking to a native French speaker.
Yes. We are going to need minis on the map.
Excellent.
I have one.
I got a beautiful one done up by Benjamin Real.
Something for Roby.
Oh, yes, we do.
We have a D4 for that.
You know what? Rogath is going to be Baby Yoda.
So Baby Yoda can't stab you in the butt?
Not this time
Rogath, you
around.
are the child with a frog in its mouth.
Fair enough.
Because that was the nearest thing I had. It was either that or Olaf. So...
There's a box of minis.
Yes,
right
but then I
there.
have to take the box, I have to open it, I have to look through them, I have to decide... What the... I have to decide which...
Where are my minis?
Please hold on, the DM is loading.
Oh, there's my mini.
You guys are
404 error.
Thaco, I need to talk to you on break.
Well,
Okay. Never mind, I do have to get the minis, because I need them.
Like I said, 404 error.
You know what?
how far out into the meadow did you go?
Oh, probably only about 20 feet or so.
It's like there?
Yes.
Alright.
We're gonna have to put that other tablecloth up here very soon.
Yes, I will do that on break. Parisa, would you be so kind as to put her maybe like 10 feet in front of Captain McGee?
Thank you for getting the captain in there. I endeavor to wear this hat at all times when I'm in character.
I approve. And she begins striding towards you with purpose. Roguth, Parisa, Eric, are you going to do anything?
Nope.
I'm holding my fire.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of hold and wait?
Yep.
Okay,
Because
Parisa?
it doesn't seem like she's approaching him to fight him, correct?
She is moving with purpose. She has not drawn a weapon, but when he said he knew someone who was disgraced, she had a very serious look and began striding towards him with purpose.
That was my lover.
As
Fair enough. Yeah, that doesn't completely tell me that I need to open fire on her. So I'm just more curious at this point.
Okay, Parisa?
I'm actually going to step out as well. I have my bow out, but it's lowered.
Okay.
And because I kind of get the feeling he might talk himself into a hole, I'm just letting her know that he's not there alone.
Okay.
I am. I'm right there.
You watch as her eyes don't move. They are fixated on him,
Mm-hmm.
but you see her kind of focus out, see you and focus back in. You have no effect on her, and I need you to roll me a charisma save.
Oh God.
Hmm.
You fall in love with her.
Oh God.
What did you roll?
6.
Oh.
Your bow is no longer in your hands and you are kneeling.
Oh my.
It feels as if your Loxley presence bounced off her and came back at you tenfold, and you find yourself on your knees, abayante, waiting and watching.
Okay.
Wow.
This.
Okay then.
Do I notice
is
that?
becoming home wrecked.
No.
Hmm.
Because you are facing her. So you don't know that Parisa stepped out or that any of
Would
this
I
is
have
happening.
noticed her change her direction of looking?
There was no indication on her face.
Okay.
All you can tell is... Do you remember that look on my face before I did the eh? She's looking at you like that and walking towards you with purpose.
Lovely.
Yeah! That was a good day. Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
A little bit.
I'm a homewrecker. All right.
Oh, she's the homemaker.
Oh.
I'm the
And
homewrecker.
she walks up to you and puts her hand on your chest just below your throat with her index finger right in the hollow of your throat.
Ooh.
Not hard, but you can feel, yes? You dick.
You would.
Roll me a stealth and hold on to that. At advantage because you were already well hidden. Roll me a... Oh god, roll me a wisdom save. Captain. Hey, thank you, Spooky!
Wisdom, you said?
Yes.
15.
15. You cannot move.
Hmm.
You feel her going through your memories like someone would go through a leaf of papers looking for a document they recognize.
Hmm.
Interesting.
It's discomfiting because you can feel the memories going through your mind, but you don't feel infringed upon or violated or any pain or anything. You've crossed you had the privilege of crossing paths with a wizard once, and you watched them do what you think is something similar, but the recipient ended up dying with, blood gushing from their ears and unable to withstand the mental trauma that they underwent. There is nothing near that going through. And you get the picture of your first mate in your mind. And all the different things. And she looks at you, and her other hand comes up next to your head and just gently caresses the side of your face and pulls back. You can't remember what your first mate looked like. You can't remember his name. And in her hand is a small stone. And she removes her hand from your chest. You know something was taken from your mind, but you don't remember what. And you don't feel upset about it.
I imagine I almost would. But my oldest and dearest friend and all, I do not remember his name.
You know that you had a good friend that you lost once, but you don't remember he was Brun, you don't remember his name, what he looked like. And you're kind of having that mental struggle, but it's really hard to focus on it, especially with her standing in front of you. Now, you can ask your lady to rise and we can discuss. Parisa, you are now free to move about the plains.
Okay.
Eric, what was your stealth?
19. I rolled
How?
low.
I'll go right back to you, Parisa. How far are you going?
I'm going to enter and then scoot to the side so she can't see me in the entryway.
Okay. It looks like you are now within a campsite that was around the corner to the left. It's largely made of nature, but there's also hides, as well as, but the trees are still alive, but they were bent and tied with hide stretched, and it looks like a single campsite. It's not.
I'm just going to watch, see who and what the denizens are and all that good stuff.
You don't see any other beings. You see a campfire. Something smells a little acrid.
A general idea of how many people might be in this area?
You believe just one.
So it's not a campsite, it's a tent.
Yeah, it's just the one. Sorry, it is the campsite, but it's a single campsite. It looks like it's just her.
There is one tent
Yes.
and fire. Okay.
There's something acrid in a pot over the fire that briefly reminds you of Erebus and some tea that she brewed a long time ago. And you see stones, like flat river stones, laid out on a small piece of hide in front of the tent. And this hide is the same type of leather that you found on that thorn. Any response to that, Eric? Are you going to look at the stones, or?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Rogith, she does not appear to have noticed you, and she is speaking in common. Benji is laying down, like, splooted out, creeping forward like that, by your feet, Rogith.
I'm going to hold off for the time being and see where this leads.
Okay. Benji kind of whimpers a little bit and looks up at you.
I'm gonna pet him for a little bit and put my finger to my lips.
You watch his ears
Know
kind
if they
of.
need trouble.
You watch his ears kind of go down a little bit, but he does stay quiet. Parisa, anything?
Well, I'm going to stand up now that I can. And cautiously maybe approach.
Okay. Are you here to challenge the gods?
No, I don't believe so.
How is it that you are here in the sacred field?
I guess that would depend on which gods you're referring to. As far as challenging the gods.
Who is your god or goddess?
My goddess is Ysandriel.
Ah.
I'm scared.
She kind of gets this look of contemplation on her face. Are you a priestess of hers then? You wield some of her power. Your bow is of her, is it not?
Okay, that begs a question, DM. Do Loxlies have priestesses to Ysandriel? Or is
They
it...
do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, better than some of my first dates.
Your second or third. If we're going by some of mine. Hey, Dungeons and Dom!
Hey.
Welcome home!
Welcome to the dining room.
Pull up a chair, stay a while.
Welcome.
To the dining room. Turkey, this is your fault.
It
We
is.
love you for it.
I am not a priestess.
So you are just here to help your lover lay his memories to rest?
He is not my lover.
What? Sorry,
We've known each other for about 2 days. He is not my lover.
Well, apologies, I'm busy having an existential crisis.
Oh wait, I can't really use that as an excuse. 'Cause that
I was
Oh,
just gonna
fun
say!
Ooh, congratulations.
2 whole days is a stretch for some of your characters.
When you're an adventurer and you're not in towns for very long, you can't wait around to get to know somebody, okay?
Really?
As long as you're
I
not
mean-
as bad as that one certain person who just licks feet the moment things go sideways.
The dog?
I just gauge them and decide whether or not they're worthy from there. Kudos if you catch that. So
I mean, I was gonna say,
Anything
I'm not
else-
like a certain
well-
warlock that knew the Arcana loft for like 5 minutes before making a deal.
why don't
I mean, up
are
until
you willing
about-
to swear by your goddess that you mean no desecration in this holy place?
I'm gonna sneak back up now.
Okay. You do so successfully.
I'm thinking of how to word this. I can swear that I bear no ill will to those who bear no ill will towards me. And I have not come with the intent of desecration.
It is allowed. And you,
Hmm?
I found no malice in you, but some very, very grave wounds. We will speak. Come, rest, be soothed. And she turns and starts walking towards the archway.
At
Pay no
this
mind.
point,
Oh, 1 sec, Rogath, and I'll jump
Okay.
to you. Do not step on the hides unless it is your will to challenge the will of the gods.
I make sure to give it a wide
Rogath!
at this point in time, listening to their conversation and whatnot, I'm actually going to disarm myself and
Okay.
take off my glove and step fully into the field with my hands palms up but down by my sides.
Okay. As she turns to go, you are welcome as well, chosen of your goddess. And you can hear just this lilt of amusement to her voice.
I thank thee.
And she continues to walk towards the archway. Eric, she is giving no indication that she has noticed you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna wait till everybody goes in.
Okay, everyone is, unless they are stating otherwise, everyone is going through the archway, including Benji. When Benji gets to the archway, he stops, and she turns her head over her shoulder. You as well, little brother. And he trots on through and goes and lays down by the fire.
Sweet home Alabama.
Eric, everyone is through the archway. What do you do?
I listen
You're just gonna eavesdrop?
for the moment.
Alright. Eric is eavesdropping. Parisa, Captain McGee,
Thank you.
and Rogan are all in the priestess's campsite. And we'll find out exactly what is going on with this challenging the will of the gods, a hide, and a giant woman when we come back from break in roughly 20 to 30 minutes. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you shortly.
Thanks, guys.
See you in a bit.
Oh, wait, what do I hit? I have to hit something in the DM.
No, dude, I'm telling you, everyone knows what Hero Approved is.
No, they don't, dude. They don't.
No, not everybody knows. Not everybody.
Everybody should know, but they don't.
What's Hero Approved?
Well, I'm glad you asked. What's up, everybody? I'm Turkey from the Grouch Couch. The Grouch Couch is a show where we dress up in full costumes and do voice acting, and we get all other kinds of shenanigans. Like, you can even influence our whole show. Yes, you can, and it's fantastic. We stream on multiple nights a week, and we would love to have you there. Look, we're friends with everyone, and we would love you to be one of our friends. So please, come hang out with us at the Grouch Couch.
Hi, I'm the Lich, and I like making shows that you can play. Come by Viva La Dungeon on Tuesdays. It's the only Battle Royale dungeon crawling game show on Twitch. And on Saturdays, hop on in the Pokovich Roadshow. Viva La Dungeon!
Here, I'm DM Taco. Some Dragons in the Dining Room, where D&D Streamed enjoys letting our viewers interact with our game. We also have a show where you can ask questions and learn about the game as well. Come join us at our table, and welcome to the dining room.
Hi, my name is Spooky Sprinkles. Come watch me paint one-of-a-kind custom paintings, hand-painted patches, and all kinds of other fun art shenanigans. You can come give me some jump scares, chat it up, and come around and stay for a good old, wholesome time.
And we are
Hero Approved!
we are. Welcome back to Dragons in the Dining Room. This is DMLoxy presiding.
I left.
Well, we all left.
alright.
We took a break. Because I need to get oranges. Because I don't want to get scurvy. You know, these sea voyages are catching up with me. And this is, with any luck, Nerevis. Welcome back, Rogan. Can you hear us okay?
Yep, loud and clear.
Awesome sauces.
Oh, that's
Ant,
yes.
can you see the overlay?
Yes.
Your screen. Tell me when it's
Can you hear me now?
Centered.
instead of you guys being like this.
Oh, because we're tilted.
Yeah.
Little
Little
more.
more.
There.
A little more.
No, you're level.
Oh,
It's as level-headed as you guys are going to get.
fair. That's good.
Any much more
It was
rocking and I'm
bothering
going
me
to
seeing you guys like this.
any more rocking and I'm going to
I
get
mean,
seasick.
to be fair, like, you're like at this kind of an angle.
I have to be because that camera, I cannot move as easily as that camera.
Fair.
So, before we went to break, you guys encountered a Brun priestess. in
Big
an
woman.
area that you weren't expecting to go too much further and find a
Good cartoon. Surprising, huh?
Yes.
meeting place.
Thank you, Jaded.
And said, "Hey, thanks, Jaded.
Hey, David.
You found a beach, a consecrated hide, and a priestess."
I'm
Eric,
still hiding.
again, she has given no indication of seeing you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Do you want some aloe for that burn from Axel?
No, it's okay. I'll just go to the priestess for help.
Ooh.
I'm just going to sit and eavesdrop for the moment. I want to see what I can learn under the assumption that she doesn't know I'm there.
Please, come. Sit. And you watch as Benji just kind of flops down next to the fire. Tell me what it is you are here for, if it is not to challenge the will of your gods or know their will.
I'm more or less following these questionably fine folk.
You did not come to ease the burden of your memories, then. You know, the oranges.
My memories.
He doesn't remember what he was supposed to remember.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, that's right. There is a memory that isn't there, but it's you don't remember what you don't remember.
That's the trouble. I can't remember what it seems I've forgotten.
I need a little glass ball filled with red smoke, I believe.
A remembering.
Remember all.
No, I thought
And
the red ones
Rogat,
were
she looks
screamers.
at you.
No, they turn red when you
You
forgot
are
something.
a priest
Yeah,
of
the
your
screamers are the
goddess,
ones that
yes?
pulled the hair wrong.
A paladin, my dear lady.
And that differs from a priest how? Do you not convey the will of your goddess and follow her orders?
One does it with a weapon.
I
one
follow
does it
her
with
orders, but
Oh god,
Conveying
one's
her
Pentecostal,
will-
one's Catholic.
in what manner do you speak?
I am a
Which is
priestess. I discern the will of the gods. I do my best to pass that knowledge on to others. I use the gifts of my gods as they deem fit to assist in matters.
If we go by that definition, then yes, I suppose I am.
He's a priestess.
I sense much disturbance in you.
Let's just say there's been a lot of things happening of late that have been disconcerting.
That is putting it mildly. However, I think you differ from me. While, unless it crosses the will of my gods, I do not interfere with the ways of man. I think you do.
More or less. And I'm saying that with a very straight face.
What is it that you are seeking?
We are trying to ascertain a root cause of the issue where the gods seem to be at war with each other.
The gods are always at war with one another. Or do you mean your gods are at war with one another?
More along the lines of my gods appear to be at war with a other god, so to speak. One that had seemed to have been cast down, but apparently not forever.
And she gets fairly serious. This is concerning. My people's lands are far north of here. However, I was led by the runes to come here because I was instructed that there was another force encroaching.
Who are your people exactly?
Parisa and Rogith, that's a bit of a red flag for you. Because from everything he's said, he should know she's Brun. As she tells you guys, I am Brun.
Does that sound familiar to me?
It does. And you now go, oh yeah, Brun. I think I knew a
Why do I know that?
Captain, weren't you telling us about a rune that you know?
And as he's saying this, you see that the priestess has a stone in her hand, and it starts to pulse. And you go, yeah, I did know one.
Do I remember his name yet?
You do not. Or that he was your first mate. You just know that you knew a Brun.
Didn't you say he was on the ship with you?
Yes, the Katya.
And the stone in her hand cracks in half, and you have your memories back.
Huh.
Yes.
What was that about?
Byron. Why couldn't I remember that?
I had your memories here. It is the gift of one of my gods.
And
To do what, may I ask?
Heal the fault lines in people's souls. And sometimes that means removing what is in front of them and then giving it back to them when they are ready.
So you stole my memories, as I understand.
Stole is not the correct word. If you are not in pain from them and willing in some part of your heart to leave them behind, I would not have been able to take them. I can only take what is offered willingly. And you are willing. I'm sorry, that came out really wrong.
Maybe you know it.
sorry.
I just ruined a serious moment.
I'm sorry, it was my fault.
Someone get that.
The table again ruined a serious moment.
Yeah, but it's consensual.
Consent is key.
Oh boy, okay.
That's also what she said.
Moving forward,
And backward.
and sideways if you're lucky. What? I can take memories. I can read the runes. And I am a witness of sorts. Which is why I was asked to be here today. Some of my people were asked to partake in a business transaction and doubted the other party.
May I ask who this other party was?
I do not know.
What was the transaction?
What concern do you have of the business dealings of others? I find it strangely coincidental that you lot show up on the day this transaction is supposed to, the day before this transaction is supposed to take place.
At this point in time, I want to enter.
She does not appear to notice you.
As I walk in.
As you walk in, there is no.
I'm going to approach slowly, just and nothing in my hands at the moment.
Do we know of any transactions that may take place near her?
You watch as all of a sudden her face scrunches up and she tilts her head like she's listening for something that she hears in the distance and looks around and then kind of shrugs to herself and looks back at you guys.
What happens when I get to the party?
Nothing. She does not appear to have noticed you.
I'm not trying to be sneaky.
I understand.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
Are you saying anything?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of watching to see if she's purposely ignoring me.
Okay. Roll me an insight.
7, 18.
You honestly believe that she doesn't notice you.
I'm gonna wait until his question is resolved. Okay. Hey, Wolf's Dad.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, Wolfstad.
Hey!
Willing and full of arrow holes. It must have been last week, or week before. Last session.
Sorry, what was your question again?
Do we know of any business transactions that may take place near here?
Parisa and Rogan, are you guys gonna say anything? And the three of you do see Eric come through the arch.
I'm just gonna nod to Eric, but then in that particular situation, well, it depends on what you mean by business transaction.
At that point, I'm going to stop Rogoth. Before this conversation goes further, you know what deities we follow. What deities do you follow?
Not a priestess then, or you would know of the deities of other lands, I imagine. I follow the gods of the north. Freya, Odin, Thor.
Does that...
Nothing.
How about me?
You've heard a few muttered curses, or, in really bad storms you'd hear, a quick prayer uttered, but it would be in Brun. But, I mean, you've heard Freya have mercy a few times and, something like that, but it doesn't, none of you. Not even you, Rogoth.
Interesting.
Please forgive my lack of knowledge on the matter, but to my people, your people are hardly more than
myth?
Perhaps not even quite myth, more of urban legend.
We are a proud, strong people, and we live where most others could not even dream of thriving. However, and our gods are a bit jealous of us, but recently more and more trade has been sought out, especially considering so many of our we gave hospitality And in turn, many of our ways and magics were stolen to be used for the wrong gain.
When did that start?
It was before my time and the time of my grandmother.
And who was it by?
Men like you.
There are no men like me.
Oh, there are. And you get that she means humans, but
there have been tensions between my race and men as well. I can sympathize a bit with that.
have you invited them to your hearth, shared your supper with them, only to have them pillage your relics and slay your holy sites?
Some, yes.
You've had some steal knowledge from you that they should never have.
The moment you speak, it's as if she sees you for the first time, and I need you to roll me a dex save, Eric. Is it a nat 1?
No. 27.
Okay.
Rolling at 20. We are
And
just
she
One for him.
killing the deck saves
jumps
tonight.
up. You don't see her go from sitting cross-legged to standing, bow in hand, arrow knocked.
Oh, I want to do covering the flame then.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that I thought of how to react to that, or I knew exactly what you were talking about, and it's been, what, 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is that before or after you do sinking python and snapping the twig?
Whatever happened to this plain old simple monkey skills peaches?
That's where
We do
this
that
came
too.
from too.
It's how we flirted when we dated early on.
Yeah.
Martial arts, not monkey steel speeches, just to clarify.
I was gonna say,
I want you all to
that might be
imagine that. We'll
TMI.
get back to you later.
And, Rogath,
Yeah.
you do not have your pally senses open, but I need you to roll me, oh gosh, what would it be?
A d20?
What's your spellcasting mod? Wisdom?
Charisma.
Or charisma?
Wisdom, yep. Wisdom. Or no, sorry, charisma.
Charisma?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me... No, roll me religion. At
Religion?
advantage.
At advantage?
At advantage.
Same one twice. Religion would be 11.
Okay. For a brief split second, when she rises and draws her bow, you feel a pulse of... Celestial isn't right. It feels like she is consecrated herself.
Ah. Would it feel similar to like when I cast a Shield of Faith or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, there's a brief second of divine connection.
Could probably do both.
And she does not loose her arrow, and immediately after it's drawn, she puts it down.
Quick reflexes.
Be welcome, young brother.
Hey, banana hammock.
Hey, banana hammock. And
Right.
she
Hey, banana.
I thought that was how you were responding to
Yes,
that.
I'm with the woman. Hey, banana hammock. Fancy meeting you here. You wanna hang out together?
Oh god.
I do believe I'll leave.
I have no response. We are doing well. We're all over the place tonight. And she looks at you, and it's caution and deference together. Welcome, younger brother.
I'm not sure we're related yet.
May I approach?
As long as you leave my memories where they belong. I've been watching you this whole time.
I could not take your memories without your specific request, as you are touched by my gods as well.
Oh, great.
And she puts her hand, goes to put her hand on your chest, the
You
same.
are so lucky that my friend isn't here. She would be so mad at you right now.
In the back of your head, you hear Erebus. What are you talking about?
Oh, I have some strange giant lady touching my chest to read my memories. Where are you, by the way?
I need you to make a con save.
Oh. I made it. It's a 19.
You have an out-of-body experience for like half a second as you feel Erebus's will go through you. Almost like when you're standing in the ocean and a wave hits and you have no choice but to go with the wave and you feel like you're part of it. It feels like that, and you feel and see that happen with the Brun touching your chest and Erebus.
Oh god.
The rest of you
Oh, God.
feel a pulse of thunder.
Storm coming, I believe.
But it sounds like it's originating at Eric and this Brun and goes outward. And it's strong enough
I mean, I was nice enough
that
to warn
some
her.
of the leaves on the trees briefly shake.
I was nice enough to warn her.
I do believe you have a heart problem there, sir.
Not anymore.
And in the flash of this, in this,
Thunder damage. Boom!
y'all are about to take some psychic damage.
I'm
In this,
right now. I
only
said right
because I
now.
pulled your hair. That means I'm right. In that second, to everyone else, to Rogith, to the captain, to Parisa, it's that quick. Eric, to you, you feel like you are standing outside your body watching the two women have a conversation.
Can't fight.
I'm going to sit down.
In your mind, you do.
I mean, I'll walk over to the microwave, make some popcorn, sit down.
Get some tea.
Yeah.
And they begin
Wait, pinkies up. We're fine
going back and forth. The priestess is speaking in Brun. Erebus is speaking in Vistani.
Oh my.
And they are going back and forth, and neither of them are changing language. But it appears that they understand each other and have a conversation.
They're both speaking in noise now.
And you get the feeling that some sort of truce has been reached. And the Brun priestess then steps back. And it was not a short conversation. It was a good 5-6 minutes. But to everyone else, half a second has passed.
I warned you.
What was that about?
You and your partner
Fair enough.
are possessors of some of the magic that was stolen from my grandmother's time.
I didn't realize you were married, sir.
They're not. I've never seen a bond work that. Usually it's like a cord woven of many threads over and over and over. One coming in with dyed thread, one coming in with plain. And it gives a balanced
tapestry.
appearance. However, this tapestry is it is not in balance, yet the bond remains.
You're talking about me and
She must love you very much,
she saved my life.
at much cost of her own.
Yep.
You're speaking of the laundress?
Is that what they call them? The
Apparently.
gift of shape-shifting that pulls the power of our gods?
I have no idea. This was dropped on me without my knowledge.
Which is why I was unable to detect you. Your partner,
No.
her bond, because your magic is our own,
Buy grapefruit.
I was unable to see you until you spoke. It also means you are the only one capable here of causing me harm.
Good thing you didn't hurt my friends.
I am protected from all magic except my own.
So, could you
Good
do
to
me a
know.
favor?
Perhaps. What is it you wish, brother?
What is this about challenging the will of the god?
The hide. It is part of the home gang.
Oh, and can I get my ball bearing back?
She takes it back and hands it to you.
And I have 1,000
It does
there.
not surprise me that you were the one who cast it forward. Anyone else had sought to lay anything of themselves on the hide?
Hey, you're welcome, Banana Hammock. If you gotta take off, I understand. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thanks for stopping
care.
in. It would have come back to them. You are allowed. The hide is what we call the home gang, where one challenges another, or one challenges to know the will of the gods. You step on the hide. If it is, let's say, another that you have issue with, you wish to challenge. You step on the hide with them. You are given up to 3 shields, and you each have a blade. The first one whose blood is spilled on the hide, or steps off it and forfeits, loses. However, if you wish to challenge the will of the gods, there is a ritual you may go through. I will read the runes for you, and you will step on the hide alone as you were brought into this world.
Oh, great. I gotta be naked.
Yes.
I do not believe that to be something I wish to observe.
I would like to do this. I am not of your world.
You aren't?
No.
What world
Then
are
I
you from?
suggest this will take some time.
Also,
You-
before we begin this,
Yes.
you were concerned about some sort of transaction going on today?
I was
I was not concerned, but my people, yes.
Wonderful. Your package is not here.
You are the other party.
No.
I feel as if you should explain, brother.
Wonderful. Before I do, why
Why what?
was this package being delivered to you?
I do believe I'm missing something.
It was not being delivered to me. It was being delivered to someone of my people. They doubted the legitimacy of this other party, and I was asked to, well, let me back up a little bit. The few of my people that go south of the mountains are often outcasts. However, not all of our gods are harsh and cruel. Even outcasts can seek the will of the gods through a priestess. One of our outcasts is a bodyguard of sorts, and he had concerns with business dealings of his employer, believing them to be duped or tricked. He asked me to be present for a business exchange to which he was supposed to be on guard for, to read the hearts of the men involved and let him know the will of the gods. I do not know the details of it or what is to be exchanged.
Well, what do you know of the heart of this bodyguard?
I know he has much anger and has been troubled by things. More than that is between him and the gods and me, unless he so chooses to share, as I would not choose your heart to share to another.
I don't think Nerevis would let you. Well, I will speak plainly then.
That would be nice.
If you all don't mind.
I was trying to get there, but then we got sidetracked with Holmgings and Kashiel's Dart, and
Do you guys mind if I speak plainly?
no.
I do
No,
not
I
know
think
any
a certain
this,
amount of
so
truth here
it's
would
not
be
my decision.
good.
This actually has nothing to do with Kashiel's Dart. I'm just amused because there is crossover.
The group that you are assisting was meaning to buy a person. Are you aware of slave trade here?
Yes, but our slave trade works much like what you would call a caste system. You have the carls that do the work, you have the overseers. If someone is set to slave, it's because they are owed a debt they cannot repay, and they are sentenced to an amount of years. There is always a way for someone to improve their station.
This particular?
The outright selling of slaves is not, at least within our...
Do we have the parchment?
We do, actually.
I was about to say, I believe Rogath had it.
Would you be
Rogan
so kind,
did keep
Rogan?
it.
I'll hand it over.
She takes it and...
Because the parchment doesn't state exactly what the person was, correct?
No, it does not. And then
I'm
she
trying to keep that one held for just a moment.
reaches into the fire and takes a coal in her bare hands and runs the coal along the edge of the paper. And then sets the coal back. Her hand is not burnt, and the edge of the paper, instead of burning, licks momentarily with a black flame.
Carissa is like entranced by this lady.
Hey, Kaden, what time is it?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's
Which I'm getting to a safe spot to hold off. So
And she hands back the parchment. This does not bode well. Is this who they were going to meet?
Yep. I believe they're dead.
The ones my bodyguard is the bodyguard is attending, or the ones delivering the package?
One's delivering the package.
It is well that they are dead.
We
What
were
of the...
We were going to pose as those people.
Ah? Loki smiles on you.
Who?
As all of us are like, huh?
Explain. Yeah, all of you guys are like, Loki, what? Huh? He is he's known for trickery.
I see.
If it puts your heart at ease, brother, I would never have allowed this to take place. I will consult the runes and decide what my role in this will or will not be. You and I will then discuss you undergoing the home gang. Do you want to wait for your partner to be present?
Yeah. She would probably kill me if I didn't.
At least you are aware that she is the more powerful of you.
I don't know about that. I think we're about equal.
Is it a woman?
And she
Mostly.
just smiles at you, and there is not really.
Thank you, Axel.
Even the mightiest of warriors is still subject to the will of a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Eric doesn't know anything about.
No, he doesn't, which is
Otherwise,
why.
I have a quip right back at it.
Fire away.
I can't. I don't know anything about the religion.
Well, just fire away anyway, because I'm curious.
Zeus what?
If Zeus is so powerful,
Why does he send all his children to do his dirty work?
most powerful deity! Can't keep it in his pants. Moving on! Who is really more powerful? So, on that note, eunuchs. Dang it! They're gonna rule the world! Sorry!
Snippy.
Varys, what?
That reminds me of Drive Angry. Good movie.
Speaking of other forces from earlier,
Yes.
do you happen to know anything about this symbol? And I hold up on the pendants that has the cross key and whatnot.
She holds her hand out, takes it. Reaches for a coal in the fire, barely gets the coal picked up, and drops the symbol. That is a war, that is a token in the war of gods themselves. And the gods are not mine.
That is what we are pursuing.
We are?
Well,
I see.
we three. You're just, well, we four, but you're just kind of along for the ride at this point, it seems like.
Hang on a sec. Can't get my dice.
Oh, cat's attacking him again.
We have this night to discuss, make plans. You and I will talk, and your partner is not far off.
I do have one last question.
Yes.
Who is the Loxy leaving your grove?
I immediately perk up at that. Like even like the leaves in my hair kind of.
Just because we have remained secret from the realms of men does not mean that other races do not know of us.
I would.
She is a
ask-
priestess, and we have been exchanging theologies, learning languages, and when she says learning languages, she says it in Loxley.
I would ask that you do not know of us.
Unless my gods command otherwise, I have no reason to reveal your presence, as I would have had no reason to reveal hers.
I wanted to make sure that we were safe.
You doubt my honor, brother.
No. I doubt others' honor.
And she kind of inclines her head, but in that brief moment, you felt the temperature rise a little bit.
Just give me no reason to distrust her.
As far as the home gang for you, you may wish to wait until this proceeding is passed. You must spend a day and a night without food. I will read the runes for you. And you must step on the hide with an open heart to whatever the truth is, not what you want it to be. Once you have stepped on the hide, if you attempt to leave before what you asked is revealed, it can damage your very soul.
Oh, mine's been damaged enough.
You are not wrong in this, which is why I warn you of further discontent.
I can do my fast while we do our work tomorrow.
As you will. You must also bathe. I sense this may be an issue for you.
We've been
I would
traveling, we
recommend
haven't
all of you
had-
bathe,
I was gonna say,
but
we've been
for
traveling,
him
we
it
haven't
is
had a chance.
necessary. And you can tell there's a lilt of humor.
I will not argue to that.
You can't make me bathe. You're not my mommy.
Which, Priest, it does strike you a bit odd because, yes, Loxlies do have priestesses, but as far as you know, even your mother believes the Brun to be a myth.
Right, and
So
that's...
for the priesthood, I could see the wheels turning. That's why I'm addressing it a little bit.
And it is bothering Prisa a little bit that the Loxley is hiding even from her.
And, well, the Loxley didn't even know you were there.
Fair.
Eric saw her leave before you guys ever crossed
Fair.
the field. So you have no way of knowing who it was or...
I just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
And I also understand
And
that
rolls really high.
that there's a very good chance that I probably don't even know who it is, but I'm still curious.
But I mean, like, as the ambassador's daughter, you were privy to a lot of political knowledge that, you know, wasn't out there.
This skin, the long game, I believe you called it?
The home game?
Home game. How does it work, may I ask? Does it summon others to it?
If you have quarrel with someone, you may request, I will cast the rods, and they will feel the desire to come here and resolve. If they choose not to, you will be absolved of your half of the quarrel, as they chose not to resolve it.
Indeed. I have several quarrels. Currently, my eyes are on those that destroyed my beautiful ship.
It is not something to take lightly. Many have lost their life on the hides of the home gang.
I understand. It's either you die by your opponent or you leave.
If you beat them and they will not leave, you must kill them. Some have walked away amicably. One lost by stubbing his toe on one of the stakes at the edge of the hide and bled from his foot on the hides.
That's unfortunate.
He's gone by stubbed toe ever since. Also, they shaved his beard.
Oof.
Remembering what you do now, that's like...
Yes.
Like...
Insult to injury?
Yeah, they cut his top knot.
Top knot, top knot, top knot, top knot.
Do you have have any other questions for me? Otherwise, I suggest
Bathing?
yes. That,
Oh, speaking of which,
and I will hunt for our dinner. Yes?
what's with him?
The dog?
Have you noticed that the dog has not been underfoot at all this entire time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Benji's just
You're
chilling
quite
by the
right.
fire.
That is fairly unusual, although we've only known him for less than a day.
Which proves my point. The entire day, this dog has been underfoot, and now just like, I'm home. Care to explain?
He's from the northern mountains and followed one of our disgraced. Being disgraced, he lost much of his power, but this is not a wolf dog at all. This is a protective spirit.
Quite sure it didn't follow the only Bruin I truly met, so.
He could have been looking for him. Who
Indeed.
knows? The more time he spent away from his bonded, the more wild he would become. Now, here, I imagine by tomorrow he will be quite himself again. And he's out cold, like sleeping, snoozing.
He's having a good nap.
He
Like,
is the goodest boy.
like full out, like foot kicking, chasing after
Yeah.
a squirrel.
Yep. Sleeping ball of fur.
I actually do have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you, by any chance, happened to have seen, and I'm going to describe, and this is probably the first time for, well, definitely the first time for Captain to hear, but I don't remember if I described the lady that I was previously with to the other party.
You did not. In fact, you have told them nothing of your past, and I have bit my tongue so many sessions holding on to all this lore. So yeah, if divulge what you will or will not, Rogath.
Being that as one of the cats have absconded with my notes and I have no idea where it's at the moment, I'm going to describe the lady that I had been with in the previous life, so to speak.
So, I mean, and I can fill in some too. How much are you going to divulge? Are you spilling your guts or just kind of beating around the bush?
I'm actually, being that I've been with these folks for quite some time, I trust them. So I'm actually going to spill my guts in this instance.
You're okay to
Captain is a new guy, but you know what? These guys deserve to know.
Alright. Rogath begins
An expositional onslaught.
spin a tale for you all. And what he tells you, I'll wait till you can find your notes to give them the full story, because it was very well written and worth getting into.
Thank you.
Rogath explains that how do I want to do this?
Carefully.
Yeah, I do, because I don't. Rogath was a paladin of
Oh yeah, that's right.
Summernown a bit,
Forgot about that.
and fell in love with a woman whose appearance seemed to change with the seasons. When they went out to a field, however, like they were never intimate, but they were very close. They just had a connection. Fell asleep, and when he woke up, everything had changed. Where there had only been a settlement, there was now a city, and the settlement of Silas was now a city fully built. Where there had been uncut woods. There were now villages. And it appears, as far as he knows, that generations passed while he slept but a single night.
Oh, we should call him Uncle Snitsky, or Rick and Winkle.
And that's footnotes. Some of the finer details I want to give you a chance to explain because they're profound. But that's the footnotes. And
Thank
in
you.
explaining all this, she looks at you and goes, I would recommend, at the very least, you let me read your runes. Otherwise, you have need of the home gang as much as your friend here, as neither of you fit this time and space.
Very well.
You guys can group fast!
It's easier than single fasting.
Okay.
Strength in numbers.
Willpower in numbers.
In that case, I suggest I will go get us some dinner. You will be quite safe here. No one can enter my camp unless they are of our own. These laundress, as you call them, are protected and may come and go, as you see with your friend here. Other than that, it would not be allowed. And she rises and make yourselves at home. I shall return. Yay, facts! I like the facts. And she goes and walks off in the woods. Alright, party. Do what you do, DM, or D&D players. I'm gonna drink coffee, you guys are gonna talk. That's how that's gonna happen.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I
Priest.
didn't tell you all earlier.
Priest is having a little bit of an existential crisis right now. Because elves are real, Bruns are real,
Time travelers are real.
plane
And you don't need
shifters
a
are
DeLorean for
real,
it. Or a hot tub.
And now you
or an
have,
ocarina.
right?
Mm. Actually, I think it was the sword that did most of the time
Yeah,
traveling.
but I'm saying plane shifters, ocarina,
Oh.
Istra.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah, and I mean, plane shifting, Eric, that doesn't jilt you as much, but moving through time is definitely not anything any of you have even heard myth of.
Well, my friends, or acquaintances, and the man who has shot me several times now.
Probably won't be the last.
Unlikely. I do believe you all have many problems to work out. And until you find them, I shall endeavor to, as the lovely grown woman put, take a bath.
The closest water you're going to get for a while.
Quite unfortunate, as I was quite fond of water.
When you say you're gonna take a bath, Benji stands up. Roll me perception. Actually, everybody, roll me perception.
Yes! Great.
Prisa,
11.
22.
Rogath,
Passive of 15.
Eric.
18.
Everyone who got over a 15 or higher, Benji looks bigger.
Ooh.
It's one of those, like, he went from ranger size to duke size. I mean, it just, in
Yeah.
a little bit bigger. And when you say bath, he kind of tilts his head and walks in the direction the Brun woman did and kind of motions with his head.
I do believe my mind has been changed for me. I shall return.
You go to follow. You don't go very far. and there is a natural hot spring.
I will keep going. I will not open my mouth.
You're not gonna stop at the hot spring?
I'm going to.
Benji's gonna stop at the hot spring.
Oh, I was following the dog. So
Yep, he'll go to the hot spring and sit there and look at you like.
Yo. The bacon kind?
The hot spring kind.
And he just kind of. And then. Poof, jumps in and starts doggy paddling around. It's far enough from camp. Nobody else hears it. But as he's swimming, you watch as his fur begins to change color to this silvery iridescent color. And you do believe he gets a little bit larger still.
He's a vapor puppy.
Lovely. I shall remove my clothing and what little armor I wear and enter the hot spring.
It is relaxing beyond words. You feel the tension in your muscles ease. You feel refreshed and have no desire to leave this hot spring anytime soon.
Excellent.
Frisa, Eric, and Rogath. What y'all doing?
Well,
I'm gonna go for a walk and see if I can find a bath.
Okay, are you gonna go in the direction that the captain took off in, or are you gonna go towards the river?
There we go. I am going to be going that way.
Okay, so the direction that.
Looks like towards the river.
The entrance goes this direction.
Yep.
I'm going that way.
Okay, so yeah, you're headed towards the river. Benji doesn't swim around for super long, and then kind of sniffs the air and shakes off and heads out. You do not feel compelled to leave. You feel like he was just kind of showing you, hey, hop out this way.
Do I notice anything about the area surrounding this hot spring?
In regards to what?
Any unnatural foliage, if I could tell as much. Anything that may be watching?
No, it seems very peaceful. It seems just like thick woods, except a random hot spring.
Does the hot spring itself seem natural?
No.
Okay.
It seems very much out of place. Eric, before you go take a bath, is there anything you're going to discuss with Parisa and Rogath? After Rogath's time shift bomb.
No. I mean, I know how weird my story is, so his is just going to kind of float around in the back of my head like, okay, maybe I'm not the only one with a messed up backstory.
Fair enough. You get to the river, and I'm assuming you're gonna bathe.
Yep.
And just as you're getting ready to get in this nice frigid river, Benji comes out of the woods, a little bit bigger, a lot of it cleaner, and kind of at you and motions with his head.
Traitor.
How big is he?
Are
we
he's
talking Saint
about-
Bernard now?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, still too small.
Were you gonna try to ride him?
why am I not surprised?
Try.
Yeah, he's still a little bit small.
I mean, he could probably carry you. It's just be short.
I have long legs. Does he walk by me to in the general direction?
Yep, he walks up to you, kind of roofs and nods with his head, and you get the sense he's trying to show you something.
I go with.
About 5 minutes later,
Mind you, all of my sense of propriety is in my hands.
right. About Benji doesn't seem
Easily
bothered.
covering all of it, I imagine.
Well, I mean, if you've got this much gear, you should hope so. You're
Yeah, but he's not covering the back.
I think you misunderstand, sweetheart. I have all my sense of propriety in my hands.
Oh, okay.
middle of camp.
Do you? Well,
I'm following Benji.
yes. Yes, he does.
She said we were in a safe location.
Parisa does one of those.
And about 5 minutes later, you see the captain lounging in a hot spring.
Oh, that's much better than the river.
Indeed
Check
it
my
is.
pile of laundry over to the side and go.
And
Slide
you
into the hot spring.
feel the same thing. All the tension in your muscles relaxes, your mind clears, and you've any scratches and cuts and bruises you have seem to
Sting.
fade. I mean, it stings because it's hot springs, but it's almost as if they're fading.
Okay. Good. I'll just sit back and chill.
Rogith and Parisa, you just saw a naked Eric walk through camp
Following a dog.
I'm
following Benji.
going to wait till
Once
they
again.
get back before I go in search of a bath.
You're gonna wait till they get back?
Yeah, I.
Senpai, notice me!
No!
Snakes in the
If he's heading towards the
water.
baths, I might as well go, just as a, yeah.
You go ahead, Morgan. Go ahead. It's okay.
Rogith stumbles over his words a little bit with propriety. And sure enough, Rogith, it doesn't take you long, and Benji meets you like halfway. And there, in fact, is the hot springs with Eric and the captain just kind of lounging.
I've still got my hat on.
I'm trying to picture the hat still.
We're gonna stay for about. I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes.
Okay,
After Rogith hops in the water, I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes.
okay.
Hey Parisa, you're missing out! This place is awesome!
Ooh, good idea.
Upon hearing this, Benji runs from the hot springs and runs back to camp and looks at you, Parisa, and motions with his head like, hey, the bath is this way. He's now a little bit bigger still. And his fur is pretty. It would make fresh fallen snow look dirty.
Hey, Fat.
You mean Fenrir?
Mm.
I will wait until the others return.
He kind of looks at you and then trots back. Not too much more time passes.
Shortly after he yells that, I'm going to wait a short period, and then I shall endeavor to return to camp.
Okay. Just as you are getting ready to exit the hot springs, you guys hear noise as the Brun priestess comes back with a deer slung over her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That's hot.
Ah! I see you found the hot spring. Wonderful. And
Yes.
she, like, there's no,
Mm-hmm.
just, no, good job, you guys are bathing.
Yes,
Props.
the dog spirit thing gladly led us to it. And then he
Something just crawled on my foot.
I don't see anything.
I don't
else.
either, that's the problem. I felt something crawl over my foot.
It could have been a hair, sweetheart.
It was not a hair. It went from my pinky toe to my big toe.
Maybe it was Charlie.
I'm not getting down.
She like this all the time?
Every
Yes.
time?
Go me down. Okay, I'm
down.
gonna be up from up here.
Okay. For those not in the know, we have lots of spiders around the house.
Ah!
They love our house for some reason.
They've been
Well, you
really
got
bad at
children,
my
huh?
house the last few weeks though too. So I think it's just
let's see, spiders, the rat.
no. I had one like that big by my bed the other
You know,
night.
Axel's not wrong.
Well,
That's fair. But
No, unfortunately, no. I just,
You should have seen her freak out at a baby mouse.
you know what? I didn't have my glasses on, and I wasn't paying attention, and
no, there was a big spider in my room the other night. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a really big spider. And Taya's like, yeah, a really big spider. I'm like, yeah, come look at it. And she leaned over and she's like, oh, that is a big spider. I'm like,
no, I understand where she comes from, because when one of the kids looks at me and goes, there's a really big spider in the bathroom, and the thing is less...
no, like, it was...
I'm not coming down.
It was at least the size of a quarter. Like, it was a bigger one.
I don't even need to use my shoe to squash something like that. I just use my hand, and if it stays there, okay.
So yes,
Okay, so
we're taking a bath. There's a deer being carried
and
across.
she
And
heads back to camp and
Mhm.
what? Do you see something?
No.
We're watching to see if something moves.
I'm moving.
Something moves. I'm gonna be on top of this table like that.
I kind of want one of those little remote control spiders.
No.
My dad used to have one of those.
My dad joked about getting one for one of the ladies at the clinic in Deer River, and she just about murdered him.
I'm not surprised.
Scared the hell
Priest
out
of
of
Your
the
dad has a practical streak just like I do, though.
priestess comes back to camp. Are you not going to bathe?
I'm coming with her.
I am. I simply.
Are you getting dressed first?
No. I'll use my hat to cover my more important bits as necessary.
His mouth.
Oh God.
Yes.
He takes his hands away and the hat stays. Sorry, it was there.
Easily, I imagine.
Moving on. I am going to prepare dinner. Were you not going to bathe?
There is quite a lovely hot spring back there, although you may want to wait until the others return.
I did desire a little bit more privacy. Yes.
I will return at least partially clothed, at least from the waist down.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Rogan.
So she's cleaning the deer. You, Eric, how long are you gonna stay in the hot spring?
I fell asleep.
Okay.
So Eric drowns. That's the end of Eric.
You know,
I will offer assistance if she would like help cleaning the deer.
she accepts.
Then I will use my the horn dagger to help.
Fortunately, I'm only out for like 15 minutes.
Okay. She has a little nod of approval, and it doesn't take long for you guys to... She already gutted it,
Mm-hmm.
because you gut on site.
Field dress, yeah.
Yep, it's already
Always.
been field dressed, and it doesn't take long, and you guys get some venison cooking. She...
Definitely keep the heart and liver though.
well, this is cooking. We should go bathe.
Okay.
And Eric, you wake up before they get there. But do you stay in the hot springs, or?
For a little bit, I want to see if I can contact Erebus.
Okay, how are you going to try and contact Erebus? Just mentally... Yes?
Oh, it does work like that. Okay.
It's new to me as well.
Where are you?
Not too far away, I imagine. I believe I'm at what I think was your old campsite.
What's around?
She describes where you were when you were an hour and a half out from the field.
So that little tiny one that we just hit
Yeah.
the outcropping of?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, with the horseshoes of the Zephyr,
Yeah, she'll be here in 15 minutes.
probably like half the time. So, we'll say like 40-ish minutes.
Watch out for giant humanoid creature things like the lady that you had a talking to.
Ah,
Apparently there might be more around here. And wolves. Watch out for wolves.
I will be careful. Are you worrying about me?
don't want to get hurt, do you? So knowing the dangers that are around is helpful for not getting hurt. And when you get here, there's a beautiful hot springs.
Ah, a bath would be wonderful. And I will be there as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Would you use a small cup of warm water to bathe in?
Very good question.
And the priestess then turns and heads towards the hot spring. She does turn and ask if you gentlemen would watch the meat on the fire while her and Parisa go bathe.
Of course.
Moroku!
If I was not
We found the Moroku of the group, ladies and gents.
Moroku!
I prefer Master Roshi.
Master Roshi.
Ugh. Oh my gosh.
No,
So-
you're thinking of
I thought Master Roshi was the fleet.
no.
No.
No,
That's,
he's the creepy old guy.
You're talking
who used
Myoga.
the Kamehameha.
Yoga.
Yes, you're thinking Myoga.
Master Roshi is from
You're
Dragon
talking
Ball
Turtle
Z.
Yep.
Myoga is the perverted fleet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, delicious. So, so creepy. You guys get to the hot spring and you do notice as she disrobes and steps in that she does have a number of scars that look like battle wounds.
Is he still in the hot spring?
After you talk to Erebus, how long do you stay in the hot spring? Okay.
I'm not in any hurry.
Okay. Yeah, they get to the hot spring and I see you're still relaxing.
Hey, Radio Man.
And she begins to disrobe and steps in. Like
I
it,
see no reason to worry.
and you also notice that there's a number of
This isn't too big of a deal to me. Being with the Rangers as I was, mixed company was normal.
right, it was survival based, not you on the other hand.
Yes, but like my experience in the Temple of Lyrikill
Yes.
and in the Temple of High Lord, and with traveling with Rogoth and Eric, it's not as
weird.
no offense, but
Right, it's not as weird. I mean, Rogoth probably has the most, thank God, sense of propriety out of all of you. You know, one of you has a sense of propriety. That's the start.
My background, my sense of propriety had to go the way of the dodo.
Right, and I'm not excluding that.
Was it as delicious to go away?
Right.
Oh my gosh. So, your partner should be here. Your partner should be here soon.
She said about an hour,
You can communicate already.
apparently. I just have to think loud enough.
That will come in time. I'm curious, what other gifts do you have? Are they the same for all of, what did you call them?
I don't know. I don't even know what
Laundress?
these things are. This world is as new to me as you are.
Ah, I see.
I mean, I woke up in the middle of a field with a almost dead bird on my chest, saved some kids from some ogres, orcs, something or another, traveled for the past couple of weeks, fought demons, traveled up a river, found apparently everything that I know is a myth to you folks,
a lot is, yes.
and now I'm sitting in a hot tub talking to you.
As you're talking, you notice Parisa's hair is getting greener, and she has many blooms opening on her head.
Do I need to prune you when you get out?
Is
No,
that
you just deadhead
is
the-
that something that, like, do I notice that happening, or
Yeah, you notice it's
Okay.
happening.
does it feel like the same effects as the hot springs in the Temple of Hylor?
Similar, but more powerful.
Like, so like it's from a more
It feels like it's a more connected source, maybe.
Okay, cool. And no, this will tame back down in a few days, more than likely.
See what happens to curly haired folk in humidity. It's almost as bad.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, you just asked me a question. I'd like for you to elaborate, because I don't know what this connection means, and if it's your old magic, you can give me much more insight.
I will know more once your partner's here and I read the runes for you. The magic that was taken from my grandmother's day was a gift originally from our gods to us. Well, to some of us who'd chosen to follow the priesthood. We could turn into their avatars. Bear, owl, raven, wolf. The spirits of the wild were strong with us. However, many of us used that gift poorly. There were those who were trying to use it for their own gain, for power, for war, for pillaging. It was never meant for that. It was meant to guide, to nourish, and to grow, not for battle. It is said that one of the Valkyries fell, and when she did, she took some forbidden magic with her. It is said that she roamed the world as one of man, and somewhere along the way met someone else with a penchant for magic, and they turned it into this violation and traded it for gold and gems, sectioning it out in pieces so it was no longer a gift from the gods to a priest or priestess, but something that could be bartered and sold and controlled.
It is, from the little bit that I understand currently, it is now being used as close to what you want it to be, but with a very dire consequence.
Oh?
The woman in the partnership that we had met, that gifted that partnership between me and Nerevis, lost
She was able to pass it on.
lost her knight, I believe is what he was called, her partner, and due to the customs of this land, her death was all but certain. She was to be killed because she let this man die.
Because it's not in its form as intended, there is always a blood cost.
I think that's barbaric.
I would agree. However, who holds the stone?
What stone?
The magic that was taken was inside of a stone. Whoever possesses that stone is in the place of one of the gods and can control those with the bond. That's why it was such a dire piece of magic.
I will have the necklace on me. I'm assuming I can't remove it.
You cannot.
This is all I have.
I must consult the runes. This feels... It feels of the magic, but it is not it.
I will describe what I know of for the laundress, like, bonding ceremony. Because I've never personally
Witnessed it.
witnessed one, but I've I was in training to be the next ambassador after my mother.
So you are familiar with the rites and rituals to, at least in, what's the word I'm looking for? You're book smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen the event, but you've read about it and understand.
Right.
We should eat dinner. I will consult the runes. And tomorrow, I have a feeling there will be blood shed. Some of it may even be of my own people.
As long as nobody stubs their toe, right?
She kind of chuckles. If one of my own, disgraced or not, has been misled to protect someone who is violating our code, I will challenge them to the home gang myself. And with that, we will end for the evening.
Darn, I wanted to pull a Giara.
I was about to say, you said Master Roshi, and it's like, no, you're giving off more Jiraiya vibes.
We will find out who is going to end up showing up for this exchange. Sorry we didn't quite get to the exchange, but I feel like you guys got a ton of
Lord.
information and...
That was the point here, was to gather as much info as possible, and while we didn't make it to the town we were looking for, we found something slightly as useful.
It was... and there, sorry, go ahead, Rogan.
No, I was just saying, right?
I mean, it's interesting because there was a chance you wouldn't have come across her at all. That was a really neat roll that was kind of brought on by your table, so thank you. I took a picture of it on my phone, so I had it.
I'm glad that table's working out.
I like it.
It was really...
Because if you don't like the result, you're like, oh, that doesn't fit the situation, you can just shift a little bit, but you have the prompts right there.
It's meant for creative purpose, not for direction.
Tomorrow, please join us for Sand and Magic at 4 p.m. Central. Monday night, we have Dragon's Discourse. Thank you to Syrinscape for the audio on our break. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Legend Craft. If you have not checked out their amazing stuff, you should. Also, if you get bored, please check out our other Heroes Approved channel. There's some great stuff going on there, from artwork to games to some pretty fun shenanigans. Thaco, any other announcements you can think of?
We are, 2 followers away?
We are 2 away. We are sitting at 498.
Once we hit 500, we have a big giveaway coming along, so that will be amazing. What else? If anybody has an idea, we can go raid somebody. If you've got somebody you'd like to go jump in and say hi to.
Is Litching Hour on at all?
Litching Hour will be wrapping up real shortly here. Folsham will be wrapping up Folsham Art. If you guys, I will be adding them to the list. Folsham Art is also one of our new Heroes Approved members.
Oh,
Nat
yeah.
30s is playing.
Let me
Nat 30s is
know.
on?
Yeah.
Does it say how long they've been going for?
Otherwise,
I can't
the only other one I
that.
see is Gangrous.
Alright, we'll do Nat 30s.
Okay.
Because I don't think we've rated them in quite a while.
Mm-mm.
And it's the Nat 30s, right?
Yeah.
And who's our other one, so I can make sure I go shout follow?
That would be Dungeons and Dumb.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of collaboration stuff with us. Their channel itself generally only does one stream on Saturdays or Sundays, one of the two. So, yes, thank you everybody for being here. It was great having you folks around. We are going to go raid the Nat 30s. Absolutely fun people. I enjoyed hanging out with them earlier. Show them some love when we go pop in. Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you.